right, welcome one, welcome all to the very first inaugural DebUma. What this is going to be is a first to two ladder format for BBTag that'll be primarily for beginner intermediates, and this will be occurring pretty much every Sunday. We're going to be taking a break next week because Frosty Fastings is happening, but for the most part, welcome a brand new tournament series and something that we are going to be introducing for quite a long time now. Our players are currently within the matchmaking system, going and getting a match ready. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a game for us, but while we do that, we can introduce our very important commentators, because these are the people that are going to be casting every single one of your matches and making sure that you understand pretty much everything that's going through. And those people are going to be Lon, Lily, and Master Chief. How you both doing today?
Gotta say, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling fresh. I am ready to see some amazing matches as per usual, and it is going to be a treat. I seem to be keeping up the trend of commentating for the inaugural debut event for the year for a lot of different things for BBTag right now. But it is always a pleasure doing this, and can't ask for a better co-commentator than Lon. How you doing tonight, man? Or today, I should say.
Yeah, it's tonight for somebody in the world, but here in Southern California, it's still a nice, warm, crisp 2 p.m. But yeah, very excited to commentate for this new kind of style of tournament format. I really love what the folks at Intertwining Fates have to offer, and I'm sure this will be great, like everything else they run here. I'm a bit of an Uma tourist. I think of the only between everyone in this call, I'm the only one that doesn't play Uma, but it doesn't mean I can't appreciate some horse-based racing.
Indeed, indeed. And yeah, things are going to be fast and loose for this ladder bracket as well, because these are first to twos. So a little bit different than the usual format that you are going to be accustomed to from BBTag, keeping up with the theme that we have of Uma racing, etc., etc. So it's going to be it's going to be fast and loose. It's going to be breakneck speeds, but we'll see who barrels ahead, who takes the lead, if they're able to keep it, or if somebody pops a little bit of a spurt at the home stretch.
Yeah, it'd be very interesting to see. And the first to two format really changes a lot of how a given tournament set can go. Notorious Evo BBTag rules. I can't remember which year exactly, but there's a lot of potential dynamic shifts that happen when you only have realistically one game to adapt to your opponent. As small as another game may seem, it can mean a lot when in terms of a player's mentality of how they face their opponents. And especially I think one thing we haven't really considered, we haven't really talked about now, that this is a beginner / intermediate focused, well, not even just focused, it is primarily made up of beginner intermediate players who may not necessarily have that core skill built up to kind of adapt really quickly. So I think that's going to be a very interesting thing for our players to kind of have to navigate around, is those quick adaptations. And granted, in this ladder style format, there could be some rematches, so people are likely going to get a run back. But when it comes to first to two BBTag, it's a very interesting thing with how fast the games can actually go.
Yeah, no, that's very, very good points all around. That it's not the usual thing. So if you have a match where it's just oh yeah, your first round, you just got happy birthday round start and then you just died, I mean, you're gonna have less room to bounce back from that than you normally would in a typical bracket. But that's how this is. That's how the format is, and again, it's keeping up with the theme, the pace, all of that. So I'm interested to see just how these players, and again, as highlighted before, beginner / intermediate players are able to just fit into that, adapt, if they're able to make those quicker adaptations than you was typically expected out of even the higher level players.
Yeah, and I like when I say newer players are gonna struggle, definitely not a slight against them, but it's a very much just one of the harder things. I think that really you have to learn when it comes to fighting games, and especially in a fast game paced game like BBTag, just on those spot on the spot kind of adaptation. So I really like this format for those types of players to kind of like step out of their comfort zones and really develop those adaptation skills and understanding what you can do better and like in a lot of like just micro interactions here or there. And I think this is going to I think we're gonna see a lot of like great adaptations going forward, even if these people aren't necessarily the most experienced with the game as of yet here. But hey, this is what IF is here for, and this is what the beginner like session intermediate tournaments are fantastic for.
Indeed. And yeah, we are going into our first match between, well, something happened, I assume.
Great start.
A little bit of a hiccup at the starting gate.
Look, I said it at the end of 2025. PC tag sucks. Every single time.
And that is unfortunate. So yeah, did have a little bit of a hiccup at the starting gate. Maybe constituting a bit of a late start, but we'll see if we're able to bounce back from that and get into our first match. I think it was between Bleens and, if I'm not mistaken, the name is Dragon Exerd. I think that's what they are listed as in the bracket.
Yeah, I think so. Just looking at the stream calls, yeah, I saw a Heart Hilda, or is it Heart I saw Hilda somewhere. I had a little bit of a goldfish memory. Join the room. Okay, Hilda Mitsuru and then Heart Jin.
All right.
Get ready. Get ready.
Going into it once again. Bit of a late start, but yeah, the players are getting ready to prepare and set off for their first match.
I certainly will try to. Now let's go. Wait for me.
All right, yeah. Mitsuru Hilda is a team comp that I've never really seen before. Mitsuru is a relatively good like point character, but she's really picky. And as good as Hilda is, like I don't know if she provides what Mitsuru might want. But I mean, hey, strong enough character.
Oh, good stuff to Bleens right there for getting that throw, avoiding the assist, by the way, completely from that as well. And Dragon Exert is, yeah, having to burst in, put this heart in a bit of a blender, but yeah, Jin coming in, and so far, bad. Looking solid for Beans, like, yeah, taking some hits here and there, but I'd say that trade was definitely worth getting Hilda away for a little bit.
Yeah, ooh, whiffs that 5B, but not gonna getting punished here. Trying to get the pressure there, but just immediately going in with a whiff JB, but no punish on that landing there. Mitsuru 4P cosplaying as a good assist here, as they're actually able to get 2 hits, and yeah, not gonna be fitting to the JC, and they're opting to go in for more zoning. And yeah, I mean, Bleens has been pretty good about calling out these attacks with some supers, but it doesn't seem to matter here as they're suddenly at low health.
Yeah, no, they're down to solo heart in the red. Res level 4, so does have some good comeback potential with the life gain and such, but got to get at least a hit in, and it looks like Dragon Exert's not letting that happen currently. Oh,
Yeah.
Commentator's curse.
And I got hit with the Sleepy Slide mix. Yeah, with Heart, like, she does a lot for very little in general, and like granted, like Mitsuru is one of her bad matchups, but like in terms of the damage differential, like she might be able to make it up there. Unfortunately, drops the combo, backs homing through the super, does not get frame trapped a little bit at the end there. That is actually something that has happened to me before. I actually got hit by that, but like, hey, you know what? They knew the matchup.
They knew the matchup. They didn't get intimidated, didn't get hit with the piercing gaze, and just like that, they bounced back, took the first game. Very, very good. Very, very good at like keeping like a cool head, essentially, not like panicking in that situation. So very, very solid to Buins for that. Going into game 2, again, this is first to 2, so this is set point already for Buins. So Dragon Wizard has to get some real solid part going. Good lord, that beginning.
Not the traditional route start I think you see from Heart at all. Ooh, yeah, going to be a relatively good conversion, going to force out a burst, and yeah, I was going to make a comment. You know, last time I saw like last round, like Queens not really opting for maybe as airborne of a gameplay as you might want to with Heart, and I think that's very much an aspect of like having to fight this team like with Mitsuru like in the air. It's gonna be a pain for Heart to really do anything, especially combined with like Hilda 4P.
Yeah, that 4P just is a big stop sign, and it looks like it's going to be curtains for Heart in the backline as well. Unfortunate. No further support from there, no further events in that chain happening for Bleens. But Jin is starting to get some things going with this resonance.
Yeah, not gonna be killing off the... Never mind, yeah, going to be killing off the Mitsuru. Bleens, once again, you know, showing off some relative confidence when it comes to the 2v1 game, but trying to anti-air the Nail Torrent super, not really working out. Very much in Mitsuru Enjoyer's favorite once more, as even despite playing Hilda, this is very much a one-touch scenario. Oh, that was like, yeah, a really good call out with the forward tech though.
Fortunately, only was able to get 6.8k out of that, or 6.1k out of that, so not able to kill. But I mean, this is still an even game. Oh, it doesn't have. Is able to? Yeah, with the EX, built the meter for it, and just like that, Bleens once again had was in the 1v2 situation, had a really tough hill to climb there at the end, but was able to surmount it, able to get their triumphant pulse there at the end and take it 2-0 impressively.
Yeah, it's just really good confidence when it came to the 2v1 game. Like, you know, honestly, didn't really get to see too much of the team play aspect of Heart Jin. A very interesting team comp for sure, but showcasing a very solid amount of just proficiency with both characters solo. And sometimes, you know, that's all you really need to do in a game like BBTag. Noticing, like, you know, Mitsuru Enjoyer a little antsy on the defensive side of things, which allowed some opportunities for Bleens to just really call them out in terms of some pretty bold DPs, and unfortunately not working out in their favor. But yeah, you know, these players, with the ladder side format are like, will have multiple chances to kind of warm up and adapt. You know, first game of the day. So hopefully we see both those players later. But yeah, who will be having next though?
Based off of what I am seeing in stream calls, it is potentially Shadow PR versus Zircon. Again, that's based off of what I'm seeing, so if they haven't already, you know, started their match in the ladder for that, so we'll have to see. But again, that's how it is with ladder. It's, you know, everyone's pulled into matchmaking essentially, so the format for stream, at least for this portion, is a little bit fast and loose, and yeah, so just bear with us on that. But yeah, and that's the other neat thing about it being a ladder, as you mentioned before, is just like, it's not like a bracket where you only have like 2 lives essentially. It's you play as much as you want in these 2 hours, as many games as you can, but ultimately you're trying to get a good enough win-loss ratio with your games to be able to make it to that top cut, which is where it'll be a double elimination style. But top 4 in that cut is going to be in winner side, and the next 4 afterwards are going to be in loser side. You're aiming to be in top 4, so you have both those lives in reserve and not just the one.
Yeah, that's a interesting thing to note too. Is just like theoretically speaking, you could wipe the floor when it comes to the ladder side of things when it's like low stress, but like once you reach into that bracket style format and like those stakes do appear, it's like how much fortitude do you have after playing so much BBTag against a lot of different people? How much fortitude do you still have at that point? So not only is it's very much a skill test and seeing like who has the superior game plan over the other. It's also just about like just the endurance too, which is something that is unique to these type of ladder formats because comes to bracket, you're usually waiting a decent while, especially if you're sitting like on a pretty high side of winners. But like having to play BB tag constantly can get pretty draining too. So I mean, hey, we got the 5 UMA stats or something. Someone else explain it that actually plays the game, because I'm sure this works out somehow, but I cannot explain it. And I'm not going to pretend like I can't explain it.
Oh, just like the stats in general.
Yeah, that's a stat, right? You're trading a stat.
Yeah, I mean, speed, power, stamina, guts, wit, so maybe. But yeah, so going through what we have so far, we have Alchemist, who's front running so far with 2 wins on the board, 0 losses, and coming up behind them, keeping pace is Zircon, Shadow PR, Bleens, and Oguri Cap, with 1 win each, and bringing up falling behind in the late chaser category is Lucky Dine, Agodine, Zora AMV, and Dragon Exerd, who we just saw on the stream currently. So that's current standings, current positions of our players so far, and we'll keep you updated on that as things go on as well.
Yes, for sure. But our locked-in match of Shadow PR and Zircon currently not here right now, but even still, Shadow PR, a player that I don't think I've ever seen before. Zircon, of course, being one of the primary hosters of the TMN brackets, another beginner, like intermediate style format. So I'm sure they're used to kind of seeing the general vibe of how these tournaments really operate. And like going back to something I said previously, like these beginner intermediate brackets have such a different dynamic when it comes to like a quote unquote like normal or like high level like bracket, just because like I said, the general skill like level is lower. And that comes with a lot of implications when it comes to stuff like character choices and like decision making that is usually made. I don't know exactly the best way I can quantify it, but like when you look at like the general like play style in a beginner intermediate bracket compared to like a normal bracket, it is very much a it's very much different vibes, and just generally like the players want. Obviously they all want to like win the game, but they usually go about it in a different way. It's a very like nuanced difference that I think like isn't really capturable by words, but like that's why I like really love these beginner intermediate brackets, because like not only despite the fact like the experience might not be as big as some other tournaments, it's always going to be a fun time just watching how different people play the game.
Get ready.
Indeed. Well, Shadow PR and Zircon already actually played, so we're going with Shadow PR and I think it was Agodine, if I remember correctly, who's are up now. And so, yeah, it's going to be Yukiko and Izuyoi versus Aigis and Susanoo. Interesting. So, Shadow PR is definitely focused on damage. I'll tell you that right now with the characters they play.
Yeah, and you know, Izu and Yukiko looks like a weird team, but at least from like the perspective of Yukiko, this is actually one of her stronger teams. It's just nobody really plays it. Trying to get some distance here with the Miragidyne though. Starting some pressure, not really getting a lot of fire stacks or anything like that here. And before anything gets going here, a baited DP.
No. Ooh. Unfortunate, yeah, so she is a little bit in the air whenever she's doing her DP, so you have to keep that in mind whenever you're doing a punish combo on that. And, you know, Shadow PR wasn't ready for it, but, you know, still gets the combo going to be killing off Izuyoi. Has to spend the extra meter for the DHC, but nonetheless, I'd say it's worth it to get this great start to the set.
Very bold there to go in with incoming with 5A, one of the slower buttons in her kit. That might... This character sucks, dude. This character freaking sucks. What the hell did I just look at?
Oh, well... You saw her die. That's what you just saw.
Yeah, what the frick? I saw Susanoo block, and then he clipped through Miragidyne?
I don't know, man.
Man. Yeah, if anybody says that Yukiko is a good character, send them that. This character is put together with duct tape and freaking glue. I hate Yukiko, I hate Yukiko, I hate Yukiko. That's my 2026 resolution. I have to hate on Yukiko more. Okay, that was kind of nasty though. Like that's a kind of a part of the reason. Like I think this team is one of Yukiko's like better teams. It's just like Flight Dash plus like 6B is kind of messed up. I will not lie. And we're yeah, you know, Unedited got the right idea. Unfortunately, I guess does have a lot of air stall to go over it.
I was gonna say I'm surprised they didn't like try to burst in to save the character, but you know, fortunately for them, Shadow PR dropping the combo, and yeah, Izuyoi, I was gonna say living the fight for a bit longer, but Ago just kept her in. Oh no.
Yeah, definitely a unfortunate decision there, and you know, going in with the unblockable too. I think Yukiko is one of the characters that might be able to get out of that with Miragi. Oh, there it is. That's probably a dead eye, guess. Yeah, you know, Miragidyne being a consistently like really nice reversal option that's on a zoner character can be quite annoying to deal with, but you know what? Gonna hit them with their own reversal with the DP, and yeah, Shadow PR are gonna be taking that game. I'm taking the set, actually.
Susanoo DP won both games, by the way.
Wow, it did.
Yeah, it sure did. You know, just bet it all. We're gambling on that, and it worked. So you know, so that DP is both deceptively bad and deceptively good. It's crazy.
It has like, okay, you know, being objective here, you know, having a dual side hitting DP is actually a really nice boon in this game. It's just lacking a little verticality, just a little bit.
Just a little, just a little,
just a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, I was gonna say we can't have everything, but there are some characters who do have everything. So you know what? My bad.
Ruby.
Yeah, that's one of them. That's definitely one of them.
Can I just say with Ruby, I don't know if anyone else has experienced it. They shadow buffed her DP after Rollback came out. I swear to God. It used to be like Susanoo's DP, where it's like, oh, this thing's like really short. I swear to God they shadow buffed it.
I'm willing to believe that. With how I've seen that hit sometimes, I'm like, that doesn't match what the visual is showing me. But you know what? Okay, all right, sure.
Yeah. Ruby Rose is indeed a indeed a character that is in with this game.
This is true. This is true. With that being said, we do have another match lined up and ready soon-ish. It's going to be Madeline X3 versus Intimidating, I think. Oh? Looks like they've already started, actually. So you know what? Never mind.
It's okay. It's
Again, yeah, it's ladder format, so it's a bit tricky to get matches for stream, but bear with us, folks.
Yes. At least there was games to be played. That's what matters.
Indeed, indeed. All right, let's see. Speaking of games that have been played, all right, let's see what the standings are currently. So we have Zircon, Bweens, and Oguri Cap all tied up at the front with 2-0 ratios currently. Alchemist brought down a little bit with the 2-1, but, you know, we'll see how the third match goes for all three that are ahead of them. Shadow PR is bringing themselves back into the fold with that 1-1 victory that we saw, and same with Dragon Exerd, Lucky Dine, Agadine, and Zora AMV, unfortunately, still bringing up the rear of the pack with O2s. So let's see if they're saving up their wins for the later part of this bracket, or this ladder. We'll have to see how things play out for them, but hopefully things do work out.
Yeah, and just like you might have a bad start in these ladder type of formats, but you always definitely have that chance to come back. So yeah, you know, just never lose hope. Always believe in yourself. Something DebUma Puyor, I guess. I'm really just like all the Uma theming here. I'm just a tourist.
You're really out of place here.
I'm a tourist, bro. I've been saying this. I don't come off as a tourist, but I'm a tourist.
Like you just like a few characters here and there. Like, you know, you like them visually. You don't know anything about them. You just like, yeah, no, she's cute, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, one of them lives in my walls.
Oh, yours too? Oh, that's crazy.
Pog.
2 places at once. That's insane.
I have multiple characters that live in my walls.
I'm sorry. Do you at least have, like, are there holes in it so, like, you know, they can breathe? It's not airtight in there, I imagine.
They make their own holes. They're strong, independent women.
I see. Also, a great point actually was made in the Twitch chat as well. Since this is a ladder format, their cutoffs haven't happened yet to, like, you know, step in and play your matches. Like, the ladder is open to join up until top 8 cut happens. So feel free, if, you know, you're seeing the matches, you're fit into the beginner intermediate skill requirements there, go nuts. Hop in, play some games at the very least, and see how you do.
Yeah, you know, very obviously, you know, getting in for the start gives you quite a distinct advantage in the ladder, but hey, you know, miracles can happen, and with generally, like, how relatively quickly you can get games, yeah, you might be able to play enough to, like, really make up. And obviously the I think we're doing it based off when. I don't know the math involved, actually. Local caster doesn't know how the math involved and how these actually work.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's like win-loss ratio, and then I think it might be like if there's ties, and it's like going off of head-to-heads, and then maybe like a tiebreaker match, depending.
Like, yo, damn! I can, like, go in, play one game, and then never play another game again. And then,
There,
like...
you know, you do have to play at least 7 sets to qualify. You can't cheese it just by just playing one and done. No, you can't do that, unfortunately. Well, actually, fortunately, because if you could do that, that would be very toxic.
That you imagine a ladder format purely based off win rate? Like, come on. Oh, that's. I kind of want to see somebody do that, and, like, at least try to do that. Pop in, wins one game, and just says I'm out, and be like, why? I have a 100% win rate. Why didn't I move on? And then we have to break the unfortunate news to them.
That would be really, really funny. But I do know in other ladders, there have just been people that have purely gone in just to ruin other people's win-loss ratios.
Damn. I don't know what the horse council has to say about such a maneuver. Let's ask McCargo.
I don't know. I mean, you know, if they're successful in it, I think it's still a legal move.
It's true.
But like, you know, we're not on a racetrack here, obstructing, you know, other people's path to victory. That's not an illegal move in this context, at the very least. But the context we're seeing right now, Dragon Exert versus Zeora. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that correctly. It is a very odd name visually to say.
I'm not gonna pretend like I can pronounce it either, but yeah, but we're gonna be having a little bit of a Hilda mirror here. Nice block on the instant overhead here.
Okay, so I had it somewhat correct with how I pronounced it. Got it. All right. So yeah, it looks pretty favorable in Zora's. Again, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing it. It sounds weird. In their favor, and you know, it just dawned on me we're seeing a Hilda mirror. Like I don't know why it took me so long to actually realize that's what we're seeing right now.
I didn't even mention it too. Like the processing speed, the horse processing speed is not up to date right now.
All right, but it looks like yeah, Zora's doing pretty well. Certainly has a decent life lead. I was gonna say it's taking some hits, but it is Hilda. So actually, we're seeing Hilda Neo, so both of them don't really have too high a damage output.
Yeah, this is probably going to be the most low damage fight in the entire like tournament. But you know, moving and grooving some Neo combos. Unfortunately, doesn't have enough meter to like cash out into a kill. But brother, Hilda Brain, Hilda Brain,
God, dude.
Was that 5 active swap? I don't know, but that Neo. That's probably the most amount of damage anyone is going to get. They active swapped. Despite this being a Hilda mirror, there has been a lot that has been going on.
This might be the Hilda mirror of all time. I can't believe that. That was 2cc, right? That's what I saw right there. That's crazy that hit.
Oh my god. You know, I've been very... Okay.
Go ahead.
I've been very surprised there's no EX like high-low. Okay, well there's one. There's another.
This is truly the gameplay of all time that we're seeing. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That is gonna hit actually. All right. Oh, we're also in rampage time too. I forgot to mention that. So yeah. Well, now that the timer stopped, it's not as much of a factor. But when rampage time is a thing, passive meter gain is on the table for both players. So the closer it gets to 0, your passive meter gain is actually going to increase in stages. So yeah, we got to that point. Partially like due to the damage output of these characters. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I don't know, like normally Rampage time has a very a large implication for Hilda. She is like one of the better meter dump characters in the game. I will say though, it funnily enough doesn't apply in her mirror, because normally you spend that meter on her nail torrent to like get in or just control space, but you can't do that against herself because she has the gravity squeeze super.
Yeah. All right, and Dragon Exert switching to the Weiss. So far, having a much better start in this round with that. Probably in part due to, I guess, more a higher average damage output. But nonetheless, it is taking some hits, and Zora is going to be, bringing things back to even with this.
Yeah, gonna be activating the CC, waking up with the super, not having any of that jazz too, and gonna be cashing out to maximize the damage at least a little bit, but unfortunately getting hit by that Neo 5P. And, oh yeah, good active swap call out here. Yeah, Mitsuru and Jor very much looking more in their element with this team compared to the Hilda.
Oh, okay, DP works. Neo, yeah, has to call her out of the situation. Ooh, this is actually very terrifying because Neo is about to die. I was gonna say, I don't know if you want to keep calling her out right like that.
We're gonna be trying to fish a little bit with the JC usage. Unfortunately, getting hit by the overhead a little bit early. All right. Yeah, just try to go for the low and the high, but the Hilda finally able to call out with the mash. This might kill. I forget if Neo's DHC is a multi-target. Okay, yeah.
I can do this on my own.
And Zora is, starting to bring things back. Yeah, it's just a 1v2 now, wasting a lot of time on this resonance as well.
Ooh, I think maybe expecting some type of active swap there, but try to be a little too fancy with a combo, but does run out all the resonance. Let's see if they're able to get this this kill on the Hilda, because I think that's going to be a very important dynamic shift. Or just...
Oh. Unfortunately, Weiss did turn around because whenever you're happy birthday, unfortunately, yeah, the player you're controlling is focused on the dead body, but yeah, wasn't able to get the final hit on Neo, and that honestly spelled doom right there because, yeah, Zora was able to bring it back with that hit on the whiffed counter from Weiss and taking, that's the set. Yeah, that's 2-0.
Yeah, and Mitsuru's credit, Mitsuru and Joy's credit, very close games all around. Just wasn't able to seal it out, and that ending situation is a very niche scenario, but something you definitely have to be ready for, which is the general autocorrect and how it works against like dead characters. And there are ways to circumvent around them. I believe like most characters can still super, and supers do not like autocorrect. They have the tendency to just stay on the side you're already facing. So maybe they could have supered there. I'm not entirely sure if Weiss has the ability to do that, but yeah, very unfortunate, and a bit of a heartbreaker there at the end. But just another thing that you just have to look out for. And granted too, it's a really niche scenario. A lot of people who are more experienced with the game would have still probably gotten hoed by that situation.
But yeah, that's going to be that match finishing up. Once again, another look at the standings. Currently, Oguri Cap at 3-0, Zircon also at 2-0, Alchemist at 3-1. So those are currently the top three that we have there in the front. Bweens, Shadow PR, both bringing up the pace at 2-1. Dragon Exert at 1-1 currently, from what I'm seeing. I'm refreshing just to make sure scores are up to date and as best I can. Oh wait, all right, no, my bad. Zeora and Shadow and I don't know why I said Shadow PR. Zeora and Dragon Exert both at 1-2 with that set that we saw, and bringing up the pack at the end is Lucky Dine, Agodyne, and Timid Daving as well. So current standings that we're at, just to keep you all informed.
Oguri Cap and Zircon currently sitting at the top of the ladder there, and I don't know, I guess is a way to put it, but Oguri Cap, a very consistent player when it comes to these beginner and intermediate brackets. But usually can tune into like a TMN or like something of the sort and see them there. My brain is telling me that like they've graduated as of recently, but like I might just be capping. I'm unfortunately not super in the know of like when when people graduate from TMN, because that is something that they do. But this sounds ironic, but you know, they're a veteran when it comes to these things. But hey, we got our next match here.
Alchemist versus Shadow PR, and you know, I talked about Shadow PR's team doing big damage. I mean, this is a team that we've seen before from another player known as Hachi, and it is no slouch in that regard either when it comes to damage. So have to see how they're able to do things. No, that was a really big opportunity for that DP punish, but unfortunately was not able to, fully confirm that.
Yumi in the corner. This is very much a one-touch scenario. Ooh, maybe missed an active swap opportunity. I'm still surprised that converted, but counter hit on Aegis does have quite a generous window here. Now you're kind of stuck in the mix here, but a nice push like that. Get the happy birthday, but no stabilization. This could be not a dead character. Very bold wall tag too.
And these DPs from Shadow PR have just been doing wonders for them, by the way. Right,
Don't think they can...
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think they can kill off that scenario, but with a baited out burst and 4 meters on deck, even though Aki is 18k, this should still kill. Doesn't even need to spend the DHC. Solo Yumi coming out, and coming out swinging. The classic.
Yeah, Resonance to at least, like, use it while you got it. And you know, DP's out of the situation as well. Putting the Aegis in one-touch range, is... like, has no life to spare at this point, but you're in the mix, and I was gonna say, provided this doesn't drop, that should probably be a kill, but it did. Yumi has another chance.
Yeah. And granted too, with this life total against Susanoo, this is probably not a one-touch scenario, but I mean, that's like the best starter in the game you possibly ask for. So you're going to be putting that 2-touch scenario into play, run straight into the ice snowbirds. This, I guess, got to be really careful.
Well, DP was baited out, and Alchemist is going to be taking their first game of the set on set point.
I merely had the upper hand this time around.
Yeah, you know, going to make it back with that solo Yumi comeback, and like Yumi definitely definitely more of a support-oriented character, but she is very much not a slouch on point when it comes to her great pokes and like good projectile game. So even though the start of the show for sure is the Akihiko on this comp, it's like you can't really falter too much with when Yumi is just out and about.
Alright, and it looks like Shadow PR is getting some good damage on the board with this Aegis. Already bringing the Aki down to just about half health, and baits out the DP. Provided this doesn't drop, you are a dead unit. Oh my god, dude. Please.
Hey,
okay, thank you.
You commentators cursed your own commentators cursed. It's okay. Yeah, showing off some of the explosiveness that Aegis can provide, but a very nice 2B. Alchemist playing really strongly with this Yumi on point, but this is like easily like a 2, maybe even 1-touch game, depending on what exactly the hit is. Ooh, yeah, going in for the DP, maybe a card cancel just to prevent anything from getting punished here. But once again, this Yumi kind of moving and grooving around, but that is the one hit that they might need in order to seal off this game. I actually might think she's alive.
Yeah, no, even with the enhanced super that we're going to be seeing from Susan, that's not going to be enough to kill. It's gonna be close. Very close, but no dice.
They went in swinging.
You woke up 5A. That is crazy work in that situation.
You know what? Sometimes the humor's gotta yum.
Sometimes you just gotta push buttons. Sometimes it's just how it is. You know, if they're not meeting you, it's just like, all right, well, you know, I'm gonna take my turn back, I guess.
Get ready. Get ready.
Yeah, you know, Yumi with the easily the best like Abare match button in the game. That 6-frame low recovery, like hits the heavens like normal, like anti-air normal. It's a It's a Masher isn't always a Yumi player. I don't. You know what? Forget. I got the line messed up, but it's okay. All Yumi players mash. There we go.
Not every masher is a Yumi player, but it's always a Yumi player who mashes.
There we go. Thank you.
Yep.
This is why I have somebody else that can speak. I cannot speak for the life of me, which is very bizarre because I'm a commentator. You think I would know how to speak after like 6 years of doing this, but no.
I mean, words are coming out of your mouth, so you know that's. Oh my god! That hit. The way these hits are hitting, man, it's nuts.
Yeah, that Susanoo was almost dead, and gonna be going in with the 5B there, and gonna keep it all burst safe once to make sure that IS has gotten down, and then Alchemist going to be sealing off that Aegis in order to hopefully seal off this game. This is the one time you don't mash! I'm sorry.
I mean, that's crazy. Oh my god, the DP from full screen, fighting his demons. Oh
my god! I think that was a misinput.
The god press or the fact that it hit?
Honestly, I want to say both. But I don't know what C button Susanoo would have pressed there. But I think the raw tag definitely.
Indeed. But Alchemist able to close things out 2-1 in their favor. I think that's the first 2-1 we've seen on stream. It feels like the first 2-1 we've seen on stream.
I want to say yes, but I don't remember.
Look, see, that's the problem with the fact that this is first to 2. These go by quick, so it's like everything's like a blur.
Yeah, normally at this point I'd be talking about like, oh, the match dynamics and like how things are going, but I can't because it's first to 2. By the time I want to like I have a developed sense of what those are, it's gone. They're dead.
They're dead. That's good. That's good for their opponent, I guess. Amen.
All right, though. Just as fast as we end, we start another one. We're gonna be having a new player up on deck. Don't know who exactly this is. Let me see here. Well, I guess we'll never find out.
Did the room die again? Oh, that's weird. Okay.
I think one of the players died, and they took me with them.
All right, so it looks like Agadine versus. I'm trying to figure out what their name is on.
Get ready.
Start. Let me see real quick.
Their Discord name is
Reside over Power.
I am the
Okay.
executor of justice.
That's what I'm seeing.
Is this somebody that just came in, because I don't see them in Start GG.
Well.
I think so.
Okay. 9 versus
Okay.
Okay. Gotcha. Hey, you know, one of the new people taking advantage of the format here. That would have been an insane conversion, but we're gonna be getting something here with the JC, and yeah, Yukiko versus 9. This is this is, in my opinion, Yukiko's worst matchup by far, and like it's actually going okay. It actually might be going like better than expected, except they got hit by the smash ball. She's
wow,
dead.
the Elizabeth. Yeah, no, the Elizabeth assist. The persona actually got broken, so wasn't able to help out in that situation, and yeah, going to be taking some damage actually.
On the contrary, I actually think this is Yukiko's best matchup. Ooh, didn't do the reverse version of that, so not gonna be getting a full conversion, and misses the push block timing in order to get out of that in time, but able to actually hit this conversion here, but dropping the combo.
Oh, the wake up grab. We playing Guilty Gear? We playing Plus R here with that wake up grab? That's crazy.
Hey, look, it's their fastest button.
Oh my god, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, her fastest match normal is 9 frames, or I think it's 8 frames. I can't remember. I haven't looked at Yu-Gi-Oh's frame data in a little while. New year, new brain.
Apparently.
I can't even remember the characters I play anymore.
I am the executive. Can't escape from crossing fate. Fight.
All right, going into the second game, Unedited taking that first one, very close fashion. It was actually pretty even for the most part. So have to see if Reside is able to clean things up a little bit, but unfortunately doesn't look to be the case with this Elizabeth almost going down from that combo.
Yeah, but able to get a awakening combo here. A little bit risky to bring out the Elizabeth in that way, but hey, you know, kind of working out. Going to be getting DP'd. Hopefully this Nai is able to get some presence here and ducking into the 6P. Show us some, you know, some good knowledge. I'm surprised it came back. I'm honestly surprised it came back.
What is happening? What's going on?
The 9JA hit behind her. Okay, yeah,
right. Yeah, no, it's just, you know, standard zoner gameplay right now. Whoa! Oh, tried to be cheeky with the DP to get out of the situation, but no dice there, unfortunately.
All right, it's okay. You got the clock up. Going to be getting that. I was gonna say corner confirm. Did you press a button? No, but that is gonna be a nice amount of chip. Puts up another clock.
Tried to clock up again. I'm pretty sure.
Oh. Throw out another Miragi Dine, get a no punish, 5C, DP, no kill. They try to wake up grab again. They probably try to wake up grab.
I saw a counter, so I'm pretty sure they did.
This marks the end of our thrilling magic show.
You paid a high price, but you can't say you didn't have fun.
Yeah, this is there an UMA term for like when the horses just like stopped racing and throwing hands with each other? Because I think this is what it is right now.
I mean, I mean,
Ready.
there's nothing like that, but I guess the closest thing you can think of is like maybe a spot struggle. I don't know.
They're trying to fight for the first place position by any means necessary.
Crossing fate. Fight.
Yeah, no, I think spot struggle is pretty accurate in that regard.
But gonna be getting a happy birthday.
Yeah, not looking like a struggle with that happy birthday. I'll tell you that right now. Looking very solid for Reside over Power in this third game. Yeah.
Agodine is just going in, just swinging, gets the cross up too. Going to be continuing a little bit here with this super nice chunk of damage on both characters, but that's still a one touch for Ezio, and there's a one touch. Mac, but Agodine is doing things I would never imagine doing as a Yukiko player, and like quite frankly, I respect it.
I mean, they haven't necessarily died for it. I say that, and then they died for it game 2, but you know what I mean.
They did also try to oh, no, wait, they're still alive.
What's happening? Oh,
dead.
yeah, that is projectile invuln. Yep, it goes through that. A very good anti-zoning tool. I see what you mean by the 9 matchup for Yukiko.
It's the worst one by far. I'm being straight up. The optimal way to play the 9 versus Yukiko matchup is just don't do anything. Like, she can Scarlet Vein everything. She can Scarlet Vein your taxes, which is not a good thing in this scenario because she will call the IRS on you. It sucks. It's really bad, and you can't even like stall her out properly because like she'll just approach you. It's a pretty bad matchup. And granted,
Wait. I was gonna say, if she Scarlet Veins by taxes, that means she burns them down, man. Like, I don't have records anymore.
you know what? Maybe she is the IRS. Maybe she makes you do your taxes.
Oh no.
Nine
Daddy,
simply the
bro.
type.
I mean, and by that I mean she's a villain. We have to kill her.
Nine makes you do your taxes live.
All right, and God, good lord. But with that being said, we do have Zeora versus Rat of Ages. So going to be the Adachi Azrael versus the Neo Hilda. This is, I wouldn't necessarily say polar opposites, but in terms of the damage spectrum, this is very much night and day.
Yeah, Adachi Azrael probably being the poster child Azrael team for sure. Either that or Gordon. We're already starting off for Brownard 5A.
Oh, no, not able to continue the happy birthday with that, but still able to get the unblockable DP right there. And just pressing afterwards, dude, she's dead.
Was Azrael invincible after that, like, DP? Or did he just actually just low profile the Neo JA?
I have no idea, but whatever the case may be, Hilda is gone. Neo's coming in with, like, she needs like 5 interactions to win. And that's one of them.
I think 5 is generous. I think it's at least 8.
My bad. 5 interactions per character. My mistake.
Oh yeah. That seems more accurate. And that might just be dead. That Azrael 5P has a deceptive amount of range.
Oh yeah.
Done. That's the end of that. You lose. Run on home.
All right, and Rat able to really show a lot of dominance in that from the get-go. Really, wasn't, you know, had the runaway, had the runaway right from the beginning and wouldn't let it go.
Yeah.
Ready.
That do be kind of the Azrael Adachi general game style. Like, not only is it like a really good facilitator at just getting Azrael in, who is one of the most terrifying characters up close. Both sides also do a respectable amount of damage, so it's just it's an uphill battle. And granted too, you know, I think Neo has a good set of tools to deal with general Adachi like game plans. It's just like you got to be on your game with it.
Absolutely. Well, it looks like Zora is being on their game currently. It's looking like night and day with how things went in this game compared to the last one, and Azrael's almost dead, dude.
Yeah, and he's not being swapped out. Another DP coming out too, but that is going to be a nice anti-air 5A, but not going to be calling out that burst, but doesn't need it here as they're able to get that match 5A. Azrael is still in, so this could be quite unfortunate here unless there's an action swap, but yeah.
Oh, what a cheeky DP reset from Rat, and yeah, going to be killing off the Neo for that too.
Ooh, try to mash with Hilda. Usually not a great proposition there. Not going to be swapping it into the Azrael. A pretty smart call, but now it swaps into him, but goes in for a cheeky cross up there, and that should be dead.
Indeed. And yeah, that's Rat was looking a little bit shaky there in the beginning, had a bit of a late start, but still able to bring things back and take that victory. 2-0.
Yeah, just Mans came in, played one match, and it was as explosive as I was expecting. Just I don't know if they've been playing more in the back, like off stream, but if this is their their first round in, it's quite a way to make an entrance.
For sure, yeah. Just coming out of the gate swinging.
We are officially 1 hour in. 1 more hour to sign up.
Yep, 1 more hour to sign up, get your matches in. That is when cutoff happens for our top cut. So again, top 8 will be moving on to the next phase of bracket. And this is based on win-loss, and minimum sets required is, I believe it's 7, if I remember correctly. Yeah, 7 sets that you need to play at minimum. So, you know, clock is ticking. If you haven't joined yet and want to get some matches in and see if you can get there, we're halfway through. So,
Yeah,
but it looks
we're
like
gonna have.
I was just gonna say, in terms of standings, Oguri Cap is still sitting at the top at 5-0 right now. Zircon not too far behind with a 4-0 record.
Get
Alchemist back behind them with 4-2 record as well. So that's top 3 currently.
Yeah. And Zircon actually locking in with a non-Hazama based team. Haven't really seen Zircon play all too much, but Hakama and Adachi is very unique. I can't say unique. It has Adachi on it. What am I saying? I know what you Adachi players are.
They press 5A, do BZO, and Y.
Exactly here, but yeah, like Hakumen though getting kind of pieced up by this. I got hit by that. I thought that was gonna cross up. Nice block so far, but couldn't mash out of that situation. Yeah, Adachi is actually genuinely getting pieced up right now. Gonna be put into this corner scenario, try to mash out, but no full conversion on it. Okay, you did cool. I get sweet. What can I say?
Oh my god, the DP after you Nagi whiff. Yeah, that's definitely good. Good defense on that Tsubaki, by the way. That was great.
You know what? All you need sometimes is a simple and clean throw, and that's the first game going to Shadow PR.
When the strike is throw.
The strike and throwing.
And yeah, I probably imagine Zircon might switch based on what we saw. Oh wow, Yosuke
okay.
Wall, not a team I expected. I'm going to tell you that right now.
I don't know what Auntie is cooking.
I mean, we'll find out whether it's a nice home cooked meal or whether we need to. I don't want to finish that sentence. Anyways, moving into our second game of the set.
Yeah, I think this is this is not the first time someone's actually gotten a character swap. I don't think so, but like
no, this isn't.
Yeah. You do still have that luxury, thankfully enough.
I mean, it looks like this character swap's actually working out really well for Zircon right now. It has very solid lead, both characters relatively full health, and Shadow PR is just trying to make something work out of the situation, and that whiff might just be what they needed.
Unless they drop the combo. Okay, Yosuke, yeah, 5 BB is a little bit awkward when it comes to it, but this is... B/anti-air is insane. He's dead for that. Yeah, that might be the momentum that they just the craziest foray in the West. Maybe allowing Shadow PR to get something here. And she was on the floor apparently. She landed. I don't know what's going on anymore. This is truly BBTag.
Shadow PR just trying to get any, just like blocking for their life, making sure they don't die for any of these hits. And yeah, had the burst in, but Susanoo putting Walled in the red. Next touch scenario for everybody on screen, essentially. And, well, there we go.
Yeah, just gonna be catching out. Probably wanted to do that all meterless, but yeah, killing the character is certainly more important. Coming in with the wall trying, going in with the grab, but just get CP out of the situation. I don't know how this matchup plays out. That is one aspect, I suppose, of it. There do in fact be buttons. Okay, I think Auntie was kind of cooking. It smelled good in the beginning, and then it came out burnt.
Hate to see it, and that's going to be Zircon's first loss, actually. Going to be going 4-1 for that. So the lead for Oguri Cap widens further.
Yeah. Unfortunate there. I'm getting information from Nep in chat that like Zircon doesn't really like playing their main team into Aegis. I mean, I can kind of see why, especially Aegis bolts are kind of annoying for Hazama to have to deal with. But all things considered, that Yosuke Wald was cooking way more than I thought it would at first glance. Not that I doubt the efficiency of the team. Like I am like somewhat of a Waldstein believer, at least in terms of like his support value. It's just yeah, that anti-air freaking 4A on the V-Slash was probably the most insane thing I've seen anyone do against V-Slash in a while.
No, that was crazy. I was flabbergasted. You were flabbergasted. I think Shadow was also flabbergasted because there wasn't a confirm for it.
Yeah, just like, how do you be ready for something like that? Just like, what? I anti-aired V-Slash with a ground normal?
I think I've only had it like happen once, and I didn't expect it to work.
That says a lot too, because you're like ready for almost anything.
Yeah. All right, but yeah, we're once again waiting on our next match. Ladder format does make things a little bit tricky in terms of getting matches for stream. So once again, bear with us as we get things set up. Alon, what do you make of the standings so far?
Let me see here. Okay, Guri Cap walking in with that 100% win rate as we were discussing. Zircon 80. Despite the upset against Zircon, she is still in second place. So our general like top 8 hasn't really changed all too much. Rat does have a 100% win rate, but not really counting because they only have one match under their belts so far. But still, regardless, I think in terms, if I just had to make a general evaluation of the people that we do have locked in, I do think Oguri Cap probably has the strongest chance of taking it all. Like I mentioned, they're a very consistent player, but still, people are climbing up the ranks, and I just think, I think a lot of the people here also just need to play a little more games. We have a couple people that have almost hit that 7 match minimum like benchmark in order to qualify. But like for the most part, the people kind of like projected to win have such a good standing so far that even if they lose maybe 1 or 2 more matches, it's going to be really hard to beat their win-loss rate. So yeah, that early bird advantage is definitely coming out to play right now, I think. I
But still-
also
I was just going to say, even if you might have a late start, you're still able to bounce back. You're still able to get into it, so long as your win loss is good enough, and you're able to get the sets that you need. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I have a genuine question. If Oguri Cat plays 7 games, does she have to play any more, or can she just keep the 100% win rate?
I haven't actually checked. How many games did she play total?
6.
She has to play 1 more. If she just
Okay.
if she keeps that record and decides not to play again, then yeah, she doesn't have to technically.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's, like I said, they're at the point in the bracket where, like, I don't think there's any way she can't qualify for the top 8 side of things, unless she decides to play more. But if she sticks to like 7, like just 7 matches played, that's pretty much locked in. Yeah. Even for like Zircon, like that's they still have a couple matches that they need to play, so that win rate can definitely fluctuate as is. But looking at the bracket too, Alchemist with a 5-2 win-loss ratio, a 71% win rate, a very respectable pull around, and something that's going to be, I think, difficult based off the projections that I see to beat. So we might have 2 people that are relatively locked in for the top 8 side of things, but we'll have to see. Things can definitely change up to this point.
For sure. But it looks like we're getting Zircon back into the mix, going to be playing against Rat of Ages. And as you said, Zircon had pretty respectable amount of sets played and win-loss ratio going into this. But Rat, with their explosive start that we saw, could potentially cause a bit of a roadblock for them if things go south.
Yeah, definitely. And Zircon going to be doing an Adachi mirror against Adachi Yumi. Yeah, I know Rat does mess around with Adachi Yumi as a team comp. I don't know why the character swap in this particular matchup, to be entirely honest. Not to say that Adachi Yumi is a weird team to just slot in, because it is one of the stronger comps you could have available. Just like, I figure the comfortability would be an aspect they consider.
Yeah, for sure. And wow, weird hit with that happy birthday. Yeah, Yumi falling out. No punish on the burst, unfortunately. And wow, yeah, looking very, I was gonna say very solid for Zircon, but an unfortunate drop. But I mean, still, life totals are very much in their favor.
What a trade there. And actually managing to beat Yumi there in that situation. This is probably dead if they go into the super. Surprised there was no burst out from Rat.
I mean, probably just like maybe didn't want to take too much more damage with the Adachi. Have as much life going into this 1v2 as they probably could, but I mean, it's still a 1v2, and you're still having to fight against a 1v2 against these characters, so.
Yeah, with how slippery Yosuke generally is, like, it can be difficult for Adachi to deal with him, especially, he has a pretty poor anti-air, all things considered. It doesn't have the best air buttons. He does have Atom Smasher, though, to, like, call out V-Slash, but this is looking rough here for Rat.
Yeah, in the red, only has enough life to survive. I was going to say one more mix, and yep, there it is. Zircon, yeah, bouncing back after that previous set we saw, and just not letting Rat get really anything started, honestly.
Yeah, and like I was mentioning, Adachi Yumi is a strong team comp, it's just like I don't think it's as Yosuke proof as you would might like from a counter swap. Or just like anti-airborne character in general. Adachi does have some decent abilities with Air Azio to deal with like air rat characters, but like historically speaking, he's not a character that appreciates fighting them. Yumi is a generalist. I think she does fine into Yosuke, but I don't necessarily think she does fine into Adachi. I actually think, like, in general, like, Yumi can struggle against Adachi just because Adachi's projectile options are, like, faster. You know, there's more laser specials. So, overall, I think matchup-wise, it might be better to just play with the comfort, yeah.
Yeah.
Get ready.
Like, I'll make fun of Yumi Adachi players for playing like a boosted team, but like when stuff goes down,
Let's see you.
you gotta play your main stuff. And like I think very much like Adachi Azrael for Rat is gonna be a lot better here.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I was gonna say,
The spectrum.
That's crazy. That's crazy how that reverse hitbox actually punished the burst. That's insane.
It's crazy too because Rat got hoed there in that situation on the same exact scenario.
Oh,
that's
no,
gone.
yeah. Bad assist call there with the Azrael losing him, and this is basically the same situation we saw in the previous match.
Okay, Adachi isn't dead, but like you gotta block a Yosuke in the corner.
Oh my god. The second flip bringing them back into the DP. So it's amazingly working out for Rat, and once again bringing things back, but you've got to play pretty much perfectly because you have one interaction in you.
What a throw beat!
How did you think this would go?
Somehow,
All right,
I
we win.
don't think that was intended.
Totally nailed
Somehow, I'm imagining that might have been Vorpal Blade.
I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Vorpal Blade is generally a pretty common throw bait setup too.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, unfortunate misinput that I imagine that's what that was, but is what it is, and that's a 2-0 for Zircon. Bouncing right back.
That's definitely an emphatic statement to make. I think like just going in with my general knowledge of like players, like I think Rat is also on the more experienced side. I know for a fact, they are actually a TMN graduate, so they are used to these big intermediate brackets, and like they fought through the trenches in order to graduate. That being said, you were basically fighting your boss, so like
It's true.
I think Zircon definitely, like, for the most part, had Rat's number in terms of the matchup. I don't know how much they play in casuals, but like generally considering how that matchup dynamic goes, or generally how that matchup dynamic was going, yeah, I think Zircon definitely had the right idea with the Yosuke swap. As much as like Adachi Yumi or like Adachi Azrael are probably like the teams they're most comfortable with, they're like neither of them are very like anti Yosuke. And even though I said the swap to Azrael was probably a better decision, just purely out of character comfort, it's still a bad matchup. And like considering what I was seeing from Zircon playing Yosuke, like she is relatively like familiar with the with how to operate the character. Probably thinks playing another air rat character like Hazama.
But also, you'd be amazed just how much comfort can really help. Like, even if it's like going into like necessarily a worse matchup, having that character comfort like probably enables you to just do a lot more than you probably would with like a matchup that you like that on paper is better for you.
Yeah, definitely. It's something that I think like very relevant in terms of like just general BB tag play. But I think when you're learning the game too, when you don't have the when you're not super familiar with the game as is, I think it is generally better to specialize. And for a lot of for a lot of beginner intermediate players, maybe that's not something that they want to do because they're experimenting with characters and they just want to test it out and see what works for them. But I think what I notice is a lot of them specialize into like one character and just find out a partner for them, which I think is a good compromise on just finding something that works for them, so they have that comfort for these matches and also have that ability to like matchup swap and just play around with other characters.
Oh, going into our next match is going to be Dragon Exert versus Intimidating. Intimidating is a player that I've definitely seen a lot of before with this Akatsuki Yumi, and a player that
I'll handle them.
definitely I feel doesn't have a lot of fear in their heart.
Yeah, like bias aside, like Intimidating has some really good success with a very bold play style, and the bias on his side, I really like watching them play. They're really fun. They just do stuff.
Sometimes that's a breath of fresh air, but it looks like, yeah, their Yumi is getting pieced up a little bit. Yeah, spending DHC to get some extra damage there, and so far looking pretty solid for Dragon Exert, actually, especially baiting out that DP as well. So going to be getting some good damage on the Akatsuki and the Yumi with that bad burst.
Okay, I know Weiss 5A is notorious for sometimes doing it, but it's been a while since I've actually last saw it that there. Ooh, wakes up with the super there, but not working out here. And yeah, Dragon Exert going to be taking their first game.
And that's what I mean by the lack of fear. They were just like, yeah, you're that far away from me, I'm still gonna super.
Calm analysis and precision strikes.
But yeah, going into this second game of the set. Wait a second.
Get ready.
Wait.
What?
This is not saving.
There is a Yumi here.
But that's not the team. That's not the player.
I can't escape.
What's
from
going on?
crossing fate.
Very curious. Mate, why are you blocking?
You're not
You're not playing.
you're not playing. This isn't your match. What is happening? What? I'm just confused. Get him out of here. What is going on? This isn't supposed to happen.
Why is me playing? If they lose this game, can we take a match off the next game they have to play?
Like,
I think that's only fair.
what is going on, dude? Why are you playing your game? This is the unfortunate thing, by the way. So, on PSN, the host can actually just leave, leave the match, and that like cancels the match essentially. On PC, you can't do that, unfortunately. So we're locked in, as much as I hate to say it. But this is an interesting situation to be in. Okay.
I repeat what I said. If they lose this match, they have to take an L for the next match they have to play. I feel like that's fair.
And also, like, they don't get a win on their next match either if they win this. Like, what is happening, man? What are we doing?
She's not dead yet.
That'd be really funny if they actually did end up losing this. Oh my god, that it almost
It's
happened.
close. It's close. It's like what?
Oh my god!
Oh my god! They almost confirmed. They almost confirmed. They were close.
It wasn't counter hit. Wasn't counter hit.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Mitchie, get out of here. This isn't your match. Like, you're not supposed to be playing. Leave.
Were they even called up?
Mitchie has not been in the bracket for the last hour and 20 minutes. He just joined back.
What?
Were they signed up?
Yeah, they did initially, but they didn't queue until now.
Dude, you gotta keep track of the times, man. You gotta keep track of what's going on, dude. Like, that's on you. Alright, well,
Get ready.
back to our regularly scheduled set, I guess. Daving versus Dragon Exerd once again.
Can't
It
escape from
was
crossing
1-0 for Dragon Exerd, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, look, this is the only time one person is going to get a first to 3, I guess. TM, actually insane.
Holy fuck, okay, I don't use names.
Yeah, the names are swapped, but that's fine. That's fine.
I don't blame you for that in the
Yeah,
slightest.
I don't blame you at all based off of, yeah, again, the interruption that we had. So far, though, good stuff from Daving. Really playing things super well right now. And again, the lack of fear, the lack of, like, the constant aggression, really, I would say, is really working out for them in this set against Dragon Exerd. Oh my god,
Oh my
twice
God.
in a row. The reversal just didn't work out for Dragon Exerd.
This is the perfect example of intimidating just be doing shit, dude. Like, non-derogatory, mind you. It's working out very, very much here, but like, the actions per second are insane.
I will say though, yeah, it's Dragon Exerd, unfortunately, yeah, just had to going into this, yeah, I had to basically adapt back to playing against Daving in this, which is unfortunate to say the least.
This gotta be some type of like, some form of like schizo icing.
Mm-hmm.
This instead of forcing your opponent
Get
to like
ready.
wait around to play, you'll make them play somebody else.
That's like layers upon layers of ice right there.
Let Miss
It's cursed too because they had to play a Yumi player.
Anti-dispersion.
So, yeah, they still had to play against the character the other person played. It's just, yeah. All right, and Dragon Exerd did have a bit of a decent start with that punish, but unfortunately, yeah, got punished themselves. And life totals are slightly in Daving's favor.
Yeah, gonna be playing a Zoner Akatsuki, which is very interesting here, but manages to bait the burst at the right time, but very much solidifying their. Did they mean to do EX there? Actually, you know what? I think that might have been a super misinput,
Almost had
considering the bar.
Maybe. Whoa, okay, the
Whoa.
way that 5B auto combo. Is that catching? Yeah. Catching the raw tag. Just doesn't care.
All right, you know what? Some of that devil may care attitude coming out with that EX Dwa coming out too, but gotta be really careful. Ooh, unfortunately, yeah, that's a little awkward for Yui to confirm with 2C at that range, but I managed to get the kill.
Oh, yeah, going to super that 5C. Going to be getting some decent damage. I mean, it's Hilda, so, you know, that's pretty respectable, actually, for her. But nonetheless, going to, you know, still be a bit of a hill to climb because of just how solidly Daving has been playing.
Yeah, and that good old-fashioned Yumi 5A match should be sealing the deal here against Mitsuru Enjoyer. Might need to Okay, yeah, that just a slap with the fan able to take her out, and Intimidaven going up 2-1, winning the set.
That was a fascinating battle. Can I interest you in joining the army?
I'm just gonna say still, that's just so unfortunate for Dragon Exert.
Yeah, I think getting their momentum, like, granted, they were playing really well in the game that they weren't supposed to be playing in, but like, still, I think just like when you're mentally ready for that first to two, and like you suddenly have to play like you have to play another game for whatever reason. I definitely think that could take a little bit of a hit.
For sure, for sure. This is why it's important, folks, to read the rules, make sure that you understand what is going on with any bracket that you participate in, but especially brackets like these that are a little bit different from the norm. Just be sure that you have a solid understanding of what's going on, and if you don't, feel free to ask. Like, you know, people who are both participating, but also mainly the TOs, just so you're clear on what's going on here.
Yeah. It's very important to read the rules.
For those of you not in the know of what is going on, this is a ladder format bracket, so it is 2 hours. Currently, we are an hour and a half in, so only 30 minutes left in it. But the first phase is a ladder portion where players matchmake into each other for 2 hours to play as many sets as they can, and top 8 based off of sets played and win ratio primarily in terms of priority are going to make it to the top cut, which goes into a bracket format afterwards. All these matches are first to two, so it's going to be a lot quicker than the usual format for a BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle bracket as well. And yeah, minimum set count is 7, so you need to play 7 sets in order to fulfill that requirement to make the top cut. You also, in comparison to everybody else, need a good win-loss ratio as well. So positive win-loss ratio is definitely preferred in this situation, but some cases, even if you go into negatives, you could still make it, just depending on sets played and how everyone else has done. So be sure to get what you can, get the wins that you can, and you might see yourself in that top 8.
Yeah. Speaking of our standings, Agura Cap still going strong with that 100% win rate, has not faltered at all. And yeah, they have their 7-game minimum, so like if they just want to chill and just like cruise up to top 8, that is very much of their prerogative. But like, unless things go horribly wrong, they should be locked in with that top 8 positioning, and not too far behind them. Zircon with a 83.3% win rate still needs to play at least one more match before they're able to lock in their top positioning here. But Alchemist with a 67.7% win rate has 9 games currently available in third place, and yeah, that's our top 3 standings, and can definitely expect those people to be in our main bracket here.
For sure. I'm excited to see how that main bracket goes, because based off the rules as well, bracket is also going to be first to 2. So going to be interesting to see how that plays out in a bracket, a standard bracket format as well. Because once again, this is different from the norm, which is first to 3 all the way through for BBTag. So it's going to force these players to make even quicker adaptations than what is expected of even high-level players. So it's another layer to all of this going into it for the players to keep in mind.
Yes. Let's see, who might we have up next? I will mention though, despite the fact that Aguri Cap has a 100% win rate, we have not seen them once on stream.
This is true. We have not seen a single match from the Ashen Beast.
Not from a lack of trying, rest assured.
They're elusive. Once they finish, they go off to eat again. So you know you got to catch them at a good time.
Yeah. And hey, I mean we're guaranteed to see them come the top 8. Believe we only have 30 minutes left for this ladder. Can you confirm that, Mito?
Yep, 25 minutes.
All right. Yeah, I mean, any late enterers are definitely gonna have a very rough time getting that 7-match minimum in. But hey, I mean, if you can pull it off, props to you. But yeah, this is the last stretch of the ladder style of this tournament right now. So I mean, hey, if you want to go in and troll somebody, that's up to you. You can still do that. You don't have to play to win.
It has come to my attention, like whenever I've commentated for another ladder event, that somebody did join in just to ruin other people's win rates. They weren't playing to actually make it to top 8. They were just there to be like, all right, so I am going to give you a loss. I'm going in just so you don't get to top 8.
Yeah, you know, like
mad respect.
There's some spiteful people in the BBTag community.
Oh, this wasn't BBTag. This was Tekken.
Oh, Tekken?
Yeah.
Look, they're just spiting the game at that point. Look, I'm not a Tekken player by any means. I know what's going on right now, though. It doesn't look so good.
But yeah, you know, just get your matches in as quickly as you can, and it looks like. Look, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make this a bit. We have party crasher extraordinaire Michi coming in to the room here, and going to be waiting to see who they play in their match. I don't know actually who it's going to be.
Yeah, I mean we got to see some of their gameplay, mind you, not of our own volition. But like, yeah, you know, Michi is also as far as I know, a TMN graduate, locked in with this Heart Yumi team comp, and yeah, you know, like Heart players they're here, they exist.
Yeah.
I forgot Weens played Heart too. There's 2 of them.
So what about Heart players? Both of them pulled up. What about them?
I was gonna say Heart players play weird teams. Michi is the exception. I would say. They play probably the most traditionally good Heart team with Heart Yumi. Yeah. And you know, to be fair, Breen is making my point. Heart Jin is a weird team.
It's a weird team, but at the same time, it's kind of like, you know, Jin's pretty normal as a character, you know. Doesn't have too many things that like make him stand out, I guess. Like he does have some really good air normals, but at the same time, it's just like, you know, he's just a standard character, honestly. There's nothing like incredibly special about him. He just does stuff well. Relatively.
I think it's, you know, there's a certain energy when it comes to Jin players. When it's like they're probably the most dedicated people on the planet to playing Jin of all characters. Well, I'm looking at you, Bumba. I'm sorry you have to force yourself through Labrys Jin.
I mean, he makes it work to a degree, so can't fault him there. The very
yeah,
least.
that's what I'm talking about. You know, the Jin players are very dedicated to their craft. They make him work.
All right, and yeah, Bween's not ready for that EX cancel there, and Michi tying things up within life totals at least, and oh my god, just passing by each other. Just the homing.
The homing.
It's crazy.
Yeah, unfortunately, a dive kick is a little awkward. Oh my god.
Whoa, they got crossed up. I know they wanted to set up a snowflake, but they accidentally just wasted that meter.
I don't blame them. I don't know what's going on either.
Oh yeah, getting the throw cancel, and fortunately Heart falling out of that. So happy birthday, not progressing along further than that. But still, this is I was gonna say this is looking rough for both of Queens' characters, especially with Jin going down like that.
Yeah, thankfully, you know, Bleens did not pop their resonance, so this is not going to be a threat of actual. But backing off, a little bit risky here.
Oh.
And yeah, there's the GP. They might have wanted a push block there. That had the energy of a push block.
Especially with how late it was, I imagine they thought like, yeah, it would be something else that would have like longer blocks done. But is what it is.
I have nothing to really comment about the Heart Mirror, because if I say anything negative, I will get fired from my job. Cheap though, you're not on contract.
I mean, I'm beholden to nobody at this point. I am free to walk the earth. So yes, I have as much, like, I have all the ammo in the world to say what I want about the Heart players, or Heart as a character, honestly. But currently, I have nothing to say besides Bleens, excellent homing on the throw bait, but unfortunately dropping the combo, going to be getting hit themselves and put in this corner situation.
I look away from a second and the Heart is almost dead.
She is. Well, she would have been dead without that burst. So.
Alright. Ooh, then suddenly the tides have completely turned here. Are they able to confirm it? Yeah, suddenly, yeah, Michi is in the more uncomfortable scenario here, and actually fighting against another fellow Heart player might prove to be a little difficult too, because they're probably very familiar with the matchup.
And yeah, going to be keeping things simple and closing it out for this round and tying it up 1-1, both of them on set point.
Yeah, I can't even tell how much exactly the Heart has been doing, because like it's been so hard to track whose Heart is who.
Yeah, I mean, just Bleens is the Ragna Heart, and Michi is the not Ragna Heart. I don't know what color, like, yeah, what I could
DP assist is insane with this team. That was some meme setup I've ever seen it before.
I mean, I feel like Bleens should have been punished in some regard with that. I feel like it should have happened.
I think there could have been a grab there, definitely. But a nice block on the empty jump low. Oh no.
Oh no, that could have been super bad for Bleens. Fortunately, yeah, Michi was not able to confirm that, and yeah, got hit by the Toga as well. But that's pretty low damage, all things considered. So no fear of getting killed by it, at least.
Oh yeah, you know, Bleens has been going in for a lot of throw baits, but this time there's a throw for him.
Slightly delayed DP, the Heart laser beam assist actually hitting both of the characters on Michi's side.
4P being a little too far away, both of them back homing, but Michi having access to that 4P, going to be the difference maker here, has that DHC available in order to kill as well. But both characters are very much in what we call the Toga range, especially getting hit by that incoming, so gotta be very careful about what they do so far. And a nice frame trap there.
Oh, unfortunately got hit on incoming, so yeah, the Snowflake goes away, and good slowdown on the homing to avoid the Toga. Not quite going to be a kill there, but now you are in. Both characters are about to die. Yep.
That was a really smart use of the snowflake there.
Without strength cannot accomplish anything.
Heart.
Yeah, putting a huge stop sign on Michi's approach, and yeah, just what they needed to clutch out that win, and yeah, bring things back. Good stuff to Bweens.
Yeah, proving that someone was saying, those Jin players, they're very proficient when it comes to operating with Jin, and thankfully Jin is a relatively simple character overall, but like even still, he's not necessarily like the strongest, and making the most out of the tools that he does have, I think, is very important for Jin players to have to learn, and I think I saw some very like creative utilization. I mean, like, that snowflake stop sign was a very smart use of it, but just generally solid play from Bweens.
Oh my god, are we actually getting Oguri Cap? We're actually getting an Oguri Cap match? That's crazy.
This is no longer Cap. Yeah, going
It's
up
Cap,
against...
but it is Cap, as in peak.
Yes. Yeah, this is I believe this is first and second place going up against each other, unless something has changed in the standings. Nope, this is a first versus second place match here. Oguri Cap basically has their perfect their perfect record on the line, but Zircon doesn't technically like need to do this match either. This is because they do have seven matches already completed, but hey, for the love of the game, I can respect it.
Indeed. Maybe this is Zircon's chance, to prove that, like, hey, you're not unbeatable. I'm gonna make sure that win loss, that's not 100%. That's lower than that. We'll see. I'm looking forward to seeing how this plays out.
Yeah. And obviously, Zircon has like more than enough wins under their belt to have a pretty good safety net to like basically almost guarantee them getting into top 8. So it's not a huge risk to take, but in terms of like the tournament dynamics, this is this means a lot.
Good block throughout that cross combo and those BZOs as well. Very solid from them, but still not able to get really much going, unfortunately.
Yeah, we have not seen the Hazama at all, but like it's already moving and grooving around. Try to go for like a cheeky unblockable setup, but thankfully Hilda 2A is a low. Or not a low. God frick, if it was a low, I'd...
Yeah. Right, but yeah, it looks like once again, it's like, life totals are pretty even. Like, we've been playing out neutral a lot of this, and like, not really getting anything going for the past, almost full minute in game. But Oguri not wanting to hold any more of this block string, supering out, getting some good damage on the Hilda, and killing her actually. Cross raid, yeah, that's going to finish her off.
Yeah, very good rooting there. Oguri Cap looking pretty strong, keeping their 100% win streak here. But like, as far as I'm concerned, this is Zircon's main character, so they're already doing pretty good. But Hazama is relatively low damage, so they're gonna require quite a bit of hits.
Oh, first not connecting, but unfortunately no punish on it either. And yeah, gonna be taking that hit. Even with GHC, that's not going to be enough to kill, but it's going to be enough to put Azama in a very, very dangerous situation. Yeah, has to call on Resonance just to like have that comeback factor there.
Got clipped by the chain, but no full conversion. That should be a... Well, it was a punish on something, I suppose.
Ooh. Yeah, fortunately, Oguri Cap knew when to pump the brakes there. It could have... I mean, that DP could have potentially worked out for Zircon and gotten them out of a potentially really bad situation, but nonetheless able to Oguri Cap able to again stay patient, get that first win, and looking pretty good about maintaining this perfect win rate.
You know, I don't know if Hilda is like Zircon's primary like partner for Hazama, if they even do have one. But just in terms of the matchup, I think it can do relatively well. I mean, it's really hard to go wrong with Hilda most of the time, especially for an airborne character like Hazama. That 4P does a lot of work when it comes to like covering the airspace Hazama wants to be in, and looking like they're maintaining the agenda, like wants to play this into Oguri Cap's team, and all things considered, like wasn't going super terribly for them. It's just like it's hard to get Ruby off you, especially with Adachi in the back.
I mean, for sure, yeah. With the BZO setups and all of that, it is genuinely like, yeah, they're stuck on you like glue, essentially. And it seems to be like Zircon, I was going to say, can't really get these characters away, but gets a good happy birthday. Ruby falling out, unfortunately, but still good damage nonetheless, and running away with the match so far.
Yeah, that Hazama just getting to emphasize him on point is doing them a lot of favors here. What an insane backdash. Almost a conversion here, but a nice jump out from Oguri Cap. Going to be changing the tides of battle here. Going to be putting Hazama into a one-touch scenario, too. Unless they just kills him. Okay.
Just barely not. Yep. Ooh, big whiff on that JB. Unfortunately, not too much damage with that, but still, Oguri Cap bringing things back, actually turning things around into their favor.
Yeah, unfortunately, though, not keeping that combo all burst safe. I think a pivotal potential mistake here is giving his Zircon a potential to make a comeback, because the life totals are very much like nobody's favor. And yeah, not killing off the Zama, coming back to bite them, gets the DP punished. Will they be able to route into a kill, though? It is Hilda. They might not be able to. Ooh, try to go for reset.
Oh no! Didn't have to punish! Could have potentially done a lot to be able to punish that. Oh my god, the nail torrent.
Does it have any meter, though? So they're gonna have to rely on a kill with the spike, which I don't think. Oh my god! Wake up with violence!
Unfortunate. Had just a couple of really good opportunities to kill, but wasn't able to get that confirmed that they needed. And Oguri Cap maintaining that 100% perfect win streak with that round. Oh man.
Yeah. That had some, honestly, I was gonna say like maybe that had some like I want to win energy, but I think it's the opposite. Frick it, we ball.
Absolutely. No, 100%.
Like, look, they have a seven match lead. They can be crazy, especially with their first stream match. And what a way to end it! If Oguri is going to be playing with that same energy all night, you know, maybe they're not quite exhausted from having to play like 8 entire matches of BBTag. Granted, you know, first to 2, but still, like, they got some energy going in.
Indeed, indeed. And yeah, I think we have maybe enough time for one more match if possible. But yeah, it is definitely looking to be, at the very least, first spot secured for Oguri Cap in terms of wins and how many matches they've played. Because good lord, that is an impressive record that they have right now.
Very much so, and not only that too, you know, bringing down Zircon's record to 6-2. Yeah, you know, at this point, like, legitimately, you know, Oguri unbeatable in terms of how successful they have been in this in this ladder. It's just up to everyone else to kind of bring themselves up to their level, but locking in guaranteed winner's side of the proper like bracket tournament is such a huge advantage because we are taking the top 8 from this ladder. However, the top 4 are on winner's side and the bottom 4 will be on loser's side of the bracket, and having that extra safety net is always going to be something that you would prefer to have in that when the time comes to that.
For sure. Yeah, it's just having to let's see. Yeah, we've got like a decent amount of people who hit the benchmark for the set count minimum. So let's see. Just once we get to it, it's up to our TO to handle the numbers and figure out placements for that.
Yeah. Current projections here. Obviously, our Jury Cap, Zircon, Alchemist, and Bleens. Actually, no, it'd be Shadow PR that is getting into top 4, and then next up would be Bleens, Reaper's Rats, Reside Over Power, and Zera Aura, I think, for bottom side of top 8.
Well, Reaper's Rat hasn't gotten the 7 count minimum.
That is true, actually.
Yeah. Reside Over Power also hasn't.
I mean, hey, we're getting them up next, so they will at least get their
Oh, I just refreshed. Reside Over Power did.
Yeah.
So this is the match for Rat to, get their record, their set count minimum at the very least. But it's gonna see whether or not their win rate is going to push them into that top cut.
Let me see here. Let me do something that no person should ever do and do some math here. So
Oh no, math.
So
Not math.
If Reaver does lose this game, they will go down to a 42.9% win rate, which I think would put them under the threshold to get into top 8. And I mean, if they win, they're pretty much guaranteed. So this is actually pretty pivotal for Rat. And funnily enough, going up against Mitchie, who doesn't actually have the ability to qualify at all. So Mitchie's just here to gatekeep.
That's what they have to do. Yeah, that's their purpose right now. And I mean, so far, Mitchie able to basically defend through a lot of that cross combo situations that Rat was trying to put them through. And this well, not a full happy birthday, but able to get some good damage on the Azrael at the very least. And oh my god, this match, of course.
Yeah, going to the other corner. That heart is not looking so hot. Gets crossed up too. Oh no, DP's at the wrong time. That might kill. That kills. Yumi damage.
Barely,
as always.
Barely killed. And yeah, Rat once again in the 1v2. So have to see how they're able to manage things here.
Ooh, try to hard bait out the burst. Mitchie actually able to get the JC there. That's a pretty nice momentum swing here, as that Yumi was looking pretty low, all things considered. I imagine they want to get them out here, or, keep them in. Doesn't believe in the 5B, though.
Unfortunate, but yeah, it's looking more and more dire for Rat right now with the life totals. Oh, but gets the command grab, going to be killing. Oh, wait. Spent the meter when they didn't need to.
That had the potential to be really bad if the heart burst for some reason missed Adachi, but thankfully for him, it didn't actually work out that way.
Fortunately for Mitchie, just doesn't have any more meter besides the 1 to be able to. That's dead, isn't it? Yeah, that's dead.
Yeah, and Rat able to make the solo Adachi comeback, sealing at least one game to hopefully get them to that top 8 side. But Mitchie Not doing a terrible job of gatekeeping. Put Rat in a pretty bad situation. Just unfortunately fumbled the bag a little bit at the end of the match. But as I said earlier, you know, like Adachi doesn't necessarily deal well with the air rat characters, and it's going to be a little difficult for him to, I think, deal with hard.
All right, and yeah, this is set point and potentially, like, you know, top cut deciding point as well for Rat. So let's see how they're able to close out the set, if they're able to, actually. So
Here, there. Surprised they were still an active swap because it's God. Why does Adachi 5P have such a long active swap window? But a nice call out there.
Will Adachi stay in? Fortunately for Rat, no. Adachi does fall out of the situation, but man, Azriel once again looking really, really worse for wear. Already in the red. A good DP out of the situation.
Oh, a little bit of a risky burst, smacking away the laser there, but ran straight into the loving arms of Azriel here. This is going to be at least probably a safe opportunity to get Adachi out, which I think is very warranted. Yeah, get that DP. Actually, he's still out there. Okay, he's fine.
Oh no, yeah, the Lariat just not able to reach the Adachi, and this is looking actually pretty good for Rat right now.
Popping the resonance here. Only at level 2 despite the relatively good advantage. Ooh, you know... I'm not, you know what, I'm not gonna backseat. But there was a very interesting play they could have done there.
they could have done a lot there. They could have turned things around. But Azriel going down. It's not. I was gonna say it could be even, but yeah, with that JB hitting the way it did, yeah, Rat going to be taking the set 2-0 and honestly potentially putting themselves in top cut.
Let me pull out the calculator.
I think the thing that you mainly have to look at is both set count, like just the set count and win-loss. Don't look at the percentage. Look at just like the sets, and then look at like, okay, how many sets do they play, and then what's the set like ratio between that.
You won't have to do that, thankfully. I'm gonna go ahead and say we're gonna take a 10-minute break just to make sure everything gets compiled properly. I'm gonna go ahead and get all of the numbers together and put them inside of the Discord, and we will assemble the top 8. So don't go anywhere. We'll see you guys in just a moment. to start our top 8, finally. We had to solve a couple things with the Start GG bracket just to make sure everything looked fine. This is my first time doing a ladder bracket, so I apologize for the wait. However, we are good to go from here, and we are going to be starting off with one hell of a banger of a match. We got one of the players that we haven't seen that much throughout the bracket beginning with Ogre Cap, matching up against Shadow PR here, and that'll be the first match of the night. How you both feeling about it?
Yeah, Ogre Cap's been... Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, we did not coordinate for this. Yeah, you know, Ogre Cap has been on a tear, had an 8-game win streak, did not falter in the slightest when it came to the ladder side of things. So this is the person to beat for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, basically saying what I was going to say, 100%. Just very much a menace in this bracket, and Shadow PR does have their work cut out for them. Not to say they're incapable of doing it. I mean, they did make top cut, so you know, all the players here definitely put in the effort to make it to this point of the bracket. But we'll have to see exactly just how they fare against, you know, the one to beat, the one who is still sitting pretty undefeated with the crown on their head from the ladder.
Oh, yay.
Can't escape from crossing fate.
Alright, let's get into game 1 of the proper bracket side of things. Going to be starting off here, breaking the persona and getting in with that 6P. A very nice sandwich situation, but Ogre Cap ready for it, but not ready to stabilize that combo, only allowing the Aegis to get back in, but gets right back into themselves.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, not able to maintain the Oki, so I guess did fall out of that situation and out of the corner, but still able to get a confirm off of that Susanoo Grand Viper and get some solid damage. Unfortunately, not ready for the DP, and I guess not looking good in the slightest.
Unfortunately, yeah, a lot of drops and potential pressure definitely left on the table there, missing out that kill on the Aegis. Goes in with the empty jump throw. This is Shadow PR's definitely time to get their momentum back. Going to be putting Ogre Cap in a similar position as their Aegis here. Even better, actually, as they've been on a tear here in this corner.
Yeah, gonna be spending the meter, get some more damage. 7.2k with Susanoo. These grabs, dude. Ogre is just not ready for them.
Yeah, and opting to choose to kill off the Ruby in order to play the solo Adachi. Very emphatic start here for Shadow PR, but the good old classic cross up there. My ears. Okay.
We don't have to worry too much about that anymore for this round, at least, with Shadow PR taking that first game in the set.
Yeah, you know, we're just glazing Oguri for the most part, you know, had that perfect win streak here, but that was a pretty damn dominant game from Shadow PR.
Actually, though, yeah, it's just like once they got out of the corner situation, like, and got their flow started with the Susanoo, Oguri was not ready for the throws, especially.
Can't escape from crossing fate.
Yeah, like, Susanoo has, like, one of the stronger strike throws game, just because of that, like, stupid, like, 4A being plus unblocked, but currently his Aegis is getting zoned out and she's almost dead.
I looked away. What happened, bro?
Zoning! Zoning is cheating! Oh my god, that could have been bad for somebody, I don't know, but we're maintaining the Zoner Adachi game plan here. Ooh, manages to get in. This is almost the time to get going, but procs that counter just at the last moment. Ogre Cap getting away with murder here, I think. Unless.
Oh, wait. Yeah, I can't. Ooh, baits out the burst, too. That's actually going to be really big for Shadow PR. Has a lot of resources on deck from this Oki situation. Yep. The sweep. The sweeper.
Yeah, but 4 bars on deck. It's just called available too. Oh no, but not gonna be punishing the burst. Waking up with violent stat. Honestly, I was expecting a clash, but like that might have been a pivotal mistake there. Once again, Aguri not opting to go for a kill there, but does get the kill on the Susanoo, bringing it back into their advantage.
Oh yeah, ballsy DP from Shadow right there. Could have definitely been a bad situation. No punish. Oh, this is so unfortunate. No way. Yeah, that's definitely what Oguri was fiending for with these Zeos throughout. And that's tying things up 1-1. And remember, this is still first to 2 for this bracket format. So it's set point now.
Yeah, the winner side life is currently on the line just like that. And there's I think in general, I feel like Aguri's been really good at like keeping the distance. It's just when Shadow PR is in, I think there's a little bit of anxiety when it comes to like their decision making, because you know all these grabs coming out, no text available here for Aguri. It's like I know Susanoo, I guess, is very snowball heavy team, but like we're really getting to see that right here.
Absolutely, yeah, and Oguri's been put on the back foot for sure in this round. And man, both characters are almost in the red, and it's just looking all in favor for Shadow PR with this hit on the Ruby, and just like that, it's 1v2, and both of Shadow's characters are in perfect condition. Well, were in perfect condition.
Yeah, I mean, like, Adachi isn't getting any healthier anytime soon, especially with that. And Shadow PR making a very emphatic statement here in the first game of the bracket, taking out the top seeder and finally going to be putting a loss on the board for Aguri Cap there, moving her down to the loser side of the bracket just like that.
Indeed, yeah, very, as you said, very emphatic statement to start things off for this bracket portion of this event. And yeah, I wonder just, I mean, with that in mind, it's like, you know, the ladder is not evidently that much of an indicator of how things will play out here.
Yeah. And you know, I think maybe the exhaustion is there. Having to play BBTag for almost 2.5 hours, I think up to this point is always going to be quite the challenge. And yeah, maybe Aguri Cap needs to fuel up. I mean, he needs to eat.
Maybe. But that'll have to be for later. This is double elimination format, so they still have a chance later on. But for now, we're going to be going into our next match, and it is Alchemist versus Zircon. And Zircon already starting off strong. Alchemist responding in kind.
Alright, we're talking about explosive gameplay here. Akihiko Yumi is certainly that, but does not keep it all burst safe, allowing the Adachi and frame trapping there with the Heat Riser too. Ooh. Yeah, that
very
I don't
good damage.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know exactly what input that punch is, but like it has deceptively high reach, and that Adachi's in the one-touch zone.
Absolutely, yeah. And one thing you've really got to be mindful of if you're Yosuke fighting against Akihiko is you know, the Bug Zapper, the Maziodyne. Full screen super kind of dissuades you from doing moonsaults in neutral a lot of the time. But, my goodness. Are you dead for that? You're dead!
60k health definitely coming into play here. And another emphatic statement, going to be taking a W against the second place seed here. Very much interesting upsets going on so far, but you know, Zircon still has a chance here, but already on set point just like that.
You know, this is quite...
Get ready.
I mean, depending on how this goes, this will be quite the first 2 sets we see, because yeah, these two were tearing it up. Zircon and Aguri Cap were tearing it up in the latter portion, and to have them potentially fall, both of them, in the first round of this bracket format is definitely an upset.
The Hakumen switch going to be providing a very different dynamic for sure compared to the Yosuke, but already put in that sandwich scenario, but managing to get out of it, not scot-free, mind you, but like a lot better than they could ask for, I think.
No, I definitely agree on that front. But it looks like Alchemist's Akihiko will be going down all up to the solo Yumi. Character that can definitely pull things off if need be, but that's too far. No, that's not hitting.
I'm wondering if this team can TOD, because it definitely has a full charge Shifu setup. I'm just wondering if it can.
Absolutely. At least in regards for the full charge setup, it definitely has something like that. But in terms of TODing, maybe. I wouldn't put it past him, honestly.
It doesn't matter here, as Zircon going to be taking the dub here in this match, tying up the set 1-1, both of them on match point.
Yeah, and once again, this plays into the fact that, yeah, this is a bit different than normal. Because, again, normally it's first to 3 all the way through for a BBTag bracket. So it's just going to be a much different dynamic in terms of adaptation and the choices you make, especially with team compositions as well.
Get ready.
Yeah, I definitely think there is a lot of power of doing, like, losing a match and then swapping off almost immediately in these like first to 2 brackets, because like oftentimes like you can cook their first team, but like if you're not ready to fight the second team, that's what you're gonna have to deal with for like one game. And like, hey, this is looking pretty good here for Zircon as they're starting off strongly, getting hit by the overhead, baiting out the burst too. Yeah, this is looking almost perfect. If they're able to build up the CC bar, they might be able to get a kill here, but not quite.
Yeah, it's looking very solid for them, killing off the character already, and man, what a change up from how it was in that first game. But Alchemist not out of this yet, especially with this Akihiko combo. Doesn't have meters, so can't really cash out as much as they probably would like, but I mean, you know, Akihiko can do it. I know I've done it with him before, but we'll have to see if Alchemist is able to pull something like this off. Taking that sweep to start things off, and that overhead though, that's going to be curtains with the cross rate.
Yeah, even though, you know, Akihiko does have quite a bit of health to play with, it wasn't enough here in this scenario, and a very quick swap over to the Hakumen Adachi gave them just enough of a dynamic change in order to basically bring it back about as fast as they lost the first game.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, that's going to be our other match in winner's side of this bracket portion. So as mentioned before, for top cut, the top 4 was placed in winner's side, and the 4 after them were placed in the loser's side. So yeah, incentivizes, you know, you ideally wanted to make that top cut in the top 4 just so you would have that extra life to work with. But now we're going to be moving into that losers portion of the bracket with these next few matches.
Yeah, you know, let's see here. Reaper Rolling Rat versus Zero Aura. You know, surprisingly, I don't think... Actually, no, I think we got to see both of these players around the same amount. I think they both had 2 matches in the bracket side of things. Wait, did they play? Because I remember commenting about low damage versus high damage matchup. I can't remember.
It feels like they did, but hold on. Let me.
Cheer you on?
Can't escape from crossing fate.
Did they?
Fight.
I don't know. I think they might have, but look, first to 2 format throughout, all these matches bleed together.
Yeah, that was a very nice match there. Yeah, Neo, despite kind of the archetype of character she has a really good match normal, and going in for like a potential cheeky unblockable there too. Gets the low as well. This is this is looking pretty strong here for Zero Aura.
Well, it is looking strong, but you know, one thing you do have to keep in mind, because of the damage output disparity from both these teams, is all it takes is one solid hit from Adachi or Azrael especially to swing things back in Rat's favor.
Yeah, nice conversion here, but not able to keep it all burst safe, but a nice backdash in order to avoid that JC, and that is just the hit that they need to even things up.
Oh no, yeah, the command grab super completely whiffed, and Neo does take a bit of time to express her disappointment at not coming into contact with anybody, and just like that, losing for her for that, and this isn't dead for Hilda, but this is next touch situation.
Yeah, you gotta block the next mix here, get a little bit of a frame trap, and the cross up there, and Radovage is able to... I don't... Looking at the health totals, it doesn't look like a comeback, but like, they were kind of getting cooked at the start of the game, but hey, you know, damage difference, man.
Yep, it makes a really, really big factor in this match, especially. Just, yeah, you could be taking all of these hits, all of this mix, and all of that, but, you know, all it takes is one from Rat to tie things up.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, like, for most low damage teams, they generally operate, like, as a double zoner team comp, but this is definitely a more interesting case because, you know, Neo does have to actively put herself in danger against both Adachi and Azrael, so any potential like mistake that is punished, as we saw in the last game, really, really snowballs out of control. Conversion there, but does burst out at the right time, and that Adachi is really low. Even despite Neo's like low damage, this should just kill.
Just like that, Rat losing the Adachi, but I mean, as we said before, Azrael's in play. Didn't account for the cancel there. Could have been a dead Hilda, quite honestly.
Yeah, with that meter available here, I mean, even though like Azrael is going to really struggle to get in on Hilda, I still think at that health total, I still think that's one touch.
Absolutely, no question about it. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Do it again. It's counter hit. Yeah.
Yeah, and now suddenly this is very much not a match in Zerarora's favor. Gets hit by the raw 5B, and then just like that, they're cooked.
Home run, knocked out of the park, whatever you want to call it. That is it for that set, and Rat moving on. I mean, as I said, all it takes is one. All it's going to take is one with Azrael in play.
Yeah. Sometimes it really do just be like that. Yeah, we don't have time to lament too much. We already got our next match locked up. Reside Overpower, not Resident Overpower, versus Buins.
Resident Overpower just makes me think of like some like knockoff like Resident Evil game, like some bootleg.
Damn.
I don't know. That's all it makes me think of when I hear that.
Nah, it's RE6 DLC. That godforsaken game.
The gunplay was neat. I'll give it that.
Yeah, it wasn't the worst game. I played worse. Anyways, lamenting about the 6th installment in the mainline Resident Evil series, we got a Ragna up here.
Hey, yo!
And a Ragnant.
Oh, well, two of them, actually.
Alright, yeah, first Ragna of the night, the SoCal representative. Let's see how it goes. Last time I think we saw Reside Overpower, they were playing something else. I think it was 9.
I think so, yeah. Unfortunately, yeah, because it was the happy birthday, the JC, normally a good option to use in corner combos, because it was happy birthday, the pushback from it actually caused them to fall out, which is really funny to see.
Damn. They really do be like that. Ooh, managing to snipe back in Elizabeth into the into the 6B here, keeping up the pressure, though they're getting
They just stood there after the DP.
I think there might be a controller disconnect.
Well, unfortunate, but that just be how it is.
Worked up a sweat there.
Heart. Jin.
I mean, middle of the match, not really much you can do about that, man.
They say you learn a
Yeah.
lot about someone by
We'll see the official statement on what exactly happened, but like controller DCs, they do happen, and if they do happen, you sorry, say that again.
It was a controller, yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, I think like we were talking about the fact that it happened in the middle of the match, I believe, means that we gotta count that.
Them's the breaks. It is unfortunate whenever something like that happens, though.
Yeah. Technology is often the the greatest downfall of man. We would know here on PC Tag.
It's true. Yeah, hopefully Reside's able to sort that out real quick and make sure, that doesn't end up happening to them again, because that's, yeah, you don't want to go out of a bracket like that, especially like it leaves a sour taste in your mouth, and it's just like, I probably could have won that, or I probably could have done better, like, much better showing, but.
I'll show you
Unfortunate, but as long as the mental is still there, anything is possible.
Heart Ino ready to fight.
True.
Can't escape from crossing fate. Fight. Counter.
Oh my god, that was definitely a bold charge 5B for sure, but Jin is definitely taking quite a bit of damage there in the back, and able to snipe out the heart too.
Unfortunately, Liz did get caught right there. Unfortunate drop though from Dweens, and I mean, this Liz has definitely been putting in work. I mean, it's done like pretty much all of the damage so far.
Yeah, for sure, and able to invul through that 6P2 with that DP. Liz DP actually being reliable, I guess, for once.
Rare sighting for sure. Ooh, the projectile sniping out the persona right there. I think if Dweens was more aware of it, could have definitely gotten a punish out of that situation. But it's really funny how Toad trades.
Oh, that's not okay, yeah. I was gonna say, I don't think that's gonna work out there, but nice. Why? Heart Ino will just be doing stuff, bro.
It's true. It's very true. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like a lot of it's going in her favor with how the life totals are right now. Oh, wow.
One side from that.
They're swinging. They're just swinging, man.
They have been going. Did they get crossed up there? Okay. Brother versus brother. This is how the match is gonna end.
Cannon matchup. Cannon fight.
Oh my god. Oh!
Wasn't right. Do it again. No.
I respect the energy.
I respect the energy, but
Heart.
honestly,
Jin.
you should have just Karn scissored. It would have worked. It would have worked.
The force that keeps
What Well, unfortunate first game, but like they just certainly made the most of that second game.
I think the second game definitely made up for that first. I'll tell you that right now.
There was a lot of BB tag being played in that short moment. All right, though. This is I think that means we're moving on to the next side of losers quarters with Alchemist versus Reaper.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, that's gonna be explosive to say the least. Oh, we're going up to winner side, I guess. Zircon versus Shadow PR. Okay, yeah, winner side. We be blazing through these games really fast. It's a miracle what changing something from a first to first to 2 to a first to 3 actually does to how fast you run things. We're already on winners finals.
Yeah, that was like 20 minutes from like starting like this portion of the bracket to now.
Yeah.
Can't escape from crossing fate.
Zircon's consistency tonight has been like generally no consistency. They just be swapping the team, and all they consider, winners finals up to this point. It's been working out.
Absolutely, no, and 100%. Like, did Zircon and Shadow play actually? I feel like they
Yes.
Did. Yeah.
This was the best Susanoo for a anti-air I've ever seen in my life. Moment.
Yep. You're right. So yeah, this is basically just a run back from ladder, and yeah, Zircon's looking to get their revenge in that regard, and so far, looking pretty good. However, I'm going to say it again, much like how it was with Rats Azrael, you are dealing with a team that can and will kill you if the chance arises.
Yeah, but hey, I mean, at the very least, like, Waldstein going to be able to take, soak up a lot more of the damage. Hits that 2A2, 4 bars on deck. Yeah, just wants to get the Susanoo out of there. I definitely think, even though both characters are scary, I think Susanoo is less navigatable around compared to Aegis. And hey, already getting that anti-air, and that's curtains.
What a strong start for Zircon, pushing on ahead in this set, and looking to run away with it, honestly, with how things were looking. So I have to see if Shadow PR has anything that they can do to mitigate that, and keep it from keep Zircon from moving on into winner side of Grands.
Yeah, I mean, I believe this is the person that did is one of Zircon's losses in the ladder. There we go. Words are hard. So it's definitely possible, and with this team no less, or against this team no less.
Zircon was probably anticipating Shadow PR to maybe do a safe jump against a grappler, but yeah, avoided the command grab super entirely, and I'm surprised with that kind of ender. Nonetheless, killing off the Waldstein already, not really suffering too much damage in any regard, and yeah, this is gonna be really rough for Zircon, because honestly, one mistake and they're dead.
Yeah, from this point, even with the health that they can potentially gain back, I think this is a one-touch situation. But hey, a random moonsault is a good start to it. This Yosuke character is pretty obnoxious to deal with. Doesn't get the full punish there, but still managing to raw JC, still managing to get some good momentum.
Especially with that throw, looking to maybe, I was gonna say maybe bring things back, but unfortunate drop, and God, that's all that Shadow PR needed to secure the win there and tie things up 1-1.
This is been a pretty like dominant for one side and like in each of the games that they have won respectively. So it's I really do think it's just like Yosuke is just so hard, I think, for both of Shadow PR's characters to have to deal with. But at the same time, for Zircon's team, it's just going to explode in the face of what they have to deal with. But starting off momentum here for Zircon, I think that might be just what they need here to seal up the set, because like this is so hard to get out of.
And so far, Susanoo looking really worse for wear. Going to be put in the red, actually, from this combo. So one more solid hit is all it's going to take to bring them down and out. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, even though, they took a little bit of damage from that burst, it's like the momentum does not stop. Hasn't even needed to go into wall sign in the slightest. But that's a potential start here with that JB starter. Already taken out half of Yosuke's life.
Oh yeah, just a bust out DP right there. Ooh, tried to read the put PP, and just like that, yeah, Yosuke's out.
Yeah, played a little bit too much there with fire. Not able to snipe out that 6P either, though. That is a drop combo. And Raw 2B going to be allowing Zircon to potentially bring this back, but not able to stabilize the combo. But that's still one touch on both characters.
Oh my god, the massive hurt box on Waldstein there. Oh my god, and what a throw. Keep it simple, please.
Yeah, killing off the Susanoo 2. This is still anyone's game here, I guess, as long as they're... Oh, God, that is a command grab, but not going to kill just yet. Forcing out a pop on the Resonance. Gets another DP, and that is it. Zircon going to be taking this set 2-1.
They whiffed 2 grabs into DP. I don't know what to think of that last sequence. That was just like, all right, yeah, I get the grab. All right, I whiffed the ground grab. Okay, I whiffed the air grab. Okay, I'm just going to DP because you're gonna try to press something after that. I know what you are. That's crazy. That's insane work.
Yeah, like one side, if you're not on top of punishing his command grab, I actually do think he has some pretty solid options, because like his 2B is a war crime. And his DP is not too bad, all things considered.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's decent. It hits decently high, and like, it has really good range too, so.
Yeah, always, I think this go for most characters, but like, especially against grapplers, you don't want them to like have a chance to come back from like a punish attempt, because they will be mashing something.
Absolutely. Well, all right, we're going back down into loser side. I think it's Radovages versus Alchemist up now.
Yeah, and this is the return of explosive gameplay here.
Yep. It's big damage all around, honestly.
Like,
get ready.
Nobody here is gonna do below like 5K a combo. I don't think so.
And if they do, that's because the combo wasn't complete.
Yeah, I could use cheer you on.
Are uncompleted combos still combos? That's a philosophical question for you.
Can't escape from crossing fate. Fight.
Help me straight.
I mean, it was still a combination of hits, so,
It's true.
Help me out.
Alright, yeah, get a DP out of that scenario here. That was a catching the starting end of that 5B, but that made it burst out into Yumi 5B. Very much going to be looking good, but try to go for a fuzzy, and that.
Fortunately, Yumi did fall out, so, didn't have to deal with a complete happy birthday right there, but that is still going to be a lot of damage. Are you fully spending? What?
I think they want to go for a reset there, because we have seen Rat do that setup before. Oh no, didn't keep it simple.
Yeah, went a little bit quote unquote fancy, but got the timing a little bit late on the B dive, and yeah, that's pivotal because that could have definitely been a dead Adachi right there.
Versus in the Adachi, that's actually kind of a risky decision, especially from this point against the Yumi that they want to match that 5A. It's coming out soon. Ah, there it is, and just making. Yeah, Azrael does have some invul on the Growler setup here. Just wasting out this Resonance time and going in for a good opportunity to, even without meter, I think this should kill. And just in case, popping the Resonance too, and Rat going to be taking that first game.
Was looking a little dicey there, especially towards the end, but still able to bring things around in their favor. And yeah, on set point now, looking to, you know, get their ticket into loser semis.
Yeah, I think Alchemist had a pretty good grasp there of that matchup up until that drop there that probably would have sealed out the game for them, or at least made it a lot easier of a potential situation. So, you know, definitely an art to keeping things simple. Let's hopefully there won't drop anything in the future. That is the round start.
Oh, and that is a burst baited right there. That's going to be some really good damage, especially with that 5A start. No, that's a little bit too much dip on the chip, but fortunately didn't get necessarily punished for it, but they're just exchanging like big damage here. That's what I would say with the combo drops.
Once again, I asked the question, are combos that drop actually combos? Because they're doing it a lot here. Can we call any of these combos if they keep on dropping them?
I mean, a combo is still a combo. I need you to do like one less hit. Just one less hit into that. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do. Hell, you could have just done DP as well.
Okay, gonna be sniping out that Azrael. Just a little. What a clash!
Once again, bursting in the Adachi. I don't agree with that. Like, you want to maintain that one, like 2v1 as much as you can. I mean, I know you're playing Azrael. I know you're capable of doing stuff like this, but I mean, maintain that.
Okay, they got the throw bait. Will we have a completed combo?
I think we will. I'm pretty sure we will.
There we go.
What's wrong? Stand up. You're not done entertaining me.
You know, both players, definitely, I posed them the question, is a combo still a combo? And they all said yes.
Ugh. You're tasteless no matter how a chef prepares you. Bring me some real Prey-Dog.
I mean, by definition, it is still a combo.
I'm inclined to agree because someone still won in the end. They could have both lost somehow.
It's true.
You know, semantics about combos aside, that is locking in Reaper's fourth place position on the loser semifinal side. Going to be fighting the winner between Aguri Cap and Weaves.
Indeed. Yeah, once again, Oguri Cap, a menace in the latter portion of the bracket, but brought down to loser's side of this top 8 pretty quickly. So, you know, have to see once again if they're able to, you know, bounce back and, you know, bring themselves into the fold. But, you know, they have to go through Bleens. Pretty strong contenders from what we saw in the latter portion.
Yeah, very much so. You know, with a Heart Jin comp, no less, having pretty good handling of both characters, and I haven't really got to comment too much about like any particular like setups or anything like that, but like Buins has been surprisingly good about implementing like Jin 6P with heart homing and just setting up a lot of good situations just with just general like showcasing a full breadth of his support potential. Like I know Jin is not a very traditional support character, but he often acts as one, and he has a lot of unique stuff. I think within his boost set.
Get ready.
No, for sure. I mean, he has some really good assist options, as you mentioned, with his 6P, 4P as well. 5P isn't necessarily, like, I guess, a lockdown sort of thing, but it is good at catching them from afar. But, you know, again, and also, as you said, no slouch when it comes to his point character value either. But in a way, he's fine all around, but that kind of makes him unremarkable as well.
Yeah, he's ironically probably the most remarkable character for how unremarkable he is. Ooh, but yeah, that Ruby 4P probably going to be the saving grace, I think, against the Heart in this matchup here. And already starting off with that grab. Wow, actually went in and teleported back in to beat out the Heart 4P. Runs up with the Ruby 5A as well. Yeah, recap back in the driver's seat.
Oh, fortunately able to block that, but Adachi not so lucky. Gonna be taking full brunt of that, and life totals are still pretty even, all things considered.
Yeah, though I do think that burst was necessary. If they're able to stabilize into like a double super, I do think that would have killed Adachi, but hey, I think it's a decent trade to have to make because Heart did not take too much about that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah, probably tried to push block that situation, but the Ruby auto combo just pushing her out a little bit too far out of range and causing that DB attempt to turn into a DP. And this is a one-touch situation for Buins to make something work.
Yeah, Buins has been really good about implementing throw baits into their setup too, and especially with like Jin, where it's like a little bit of a necessity too. Unfortunately, getting hit from the skies with that Ruby 4P, but like, yeah, a little bit of a back and forth game, but as soon as it went down to a 2v1, very much in a very couch saver here.
But I'm here to do some good. As long as I've got Crescent Rose, nothing.
Get ready. Get ready.
All right, going into game 2, and yeah, Cap looking to, you know, like, as I said before, like try to bounce back from that loss they took in winner's side of this portion of the event. And I mean, with a happy birthday like that, unfortunate drop, but still, I mean, that's a good start. You want starts like that, especially with how things are progressing.
Good tech on the throw so far, and an excellent conversion there. Going to be allowing for, well, almost a corner safe there, but hopping the CC, Buins keeping it all safe, and once again, that crossover 4-8 paying off in dividends.
Ooh, probably tried to EX there instead of the 5C from that distance. Unfortunate misinput.
As it happens there, but yeah, those Ruby buttons are a real pain in the ass for Heart for sure, and keeping it all relatively burst safe here with this kill. Gonna be taking out that Heart.
It's a solo Jin, and having to deal with two basically full health characters as anybody is rough, but I mean, I think Jin might be able to. Unfortunately, every single hit he takes makes that dream further and further, but still able to get this Adachi into the one-touch range, actually.
And the throw bait as well. This is really great progress here from Buins. We saw Buins, I think, in the first match they played, like, really do well when it comes to these 2v1 scenarios or just 1v1s, and a great push block too. Gonna be probably at least wasting the resonance time. Oh my god, that was an excellent snowflake. Goes in for the throw. Is Bleens gonna make this comeback?
Doesn't have any meter to fully close things out, so does have one more chance. Did you press?
Oh my god.
Is that the best you can do? Pathetic.
Wow.
Oh.
Sorry,
Impressive, like very impressive stuff there. Like, you know, we had our doubts, like, you know, the like full health, 2 characters, like, yes, this doesn't look so good, but like Bleed consistently, they may be the best 1v2/1v1 player in this tournament, because every time it's gotten down to that situation, they've been able to come back from it.
It's genuinely impressive and like very good quality to have to like be able to keep your head cool in that like disadvantageous state. So we'll have to see, you know, if you know that is the deciding factor here.
No tech on the throw that time. They've been doing a really good job on that strike throw game. Go out and trade.
Oh, the happy birthday. That's really big for Bleens right now. Get as much damage as you can. If you're able to confirm this cross combo fully, that's a lot, actually.
Oh, no! Yeah, they weren't ready for the punish there, but like, hey, looking so good for Bleens there as they're able to get that, that cross-up. Has 4 bars on deck. That might just kill.
It's a double hitting super.
Yeah, I don't think that's gone. Would have been, even though that super looks. Oh.
Oh no. Now the question is, Oguri Cap's doing this. Are they going to pull off the 1v2 comeback?
Oh no. Yeah, a little too bold.
You hate to see it if you're Oguri Cap. Going to be going down in this portion of the bracket, and yeah, unfortunate too, because again, had a really strong showing in the latter portion, but once it came to the top 8 cut, just couldn't secure a win, and them's the breaks, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's just, you know, it's the strongest indication of just how different these ladder style formats really are at the end of the day. It's like, it's that endurance testing that like you can do super well, like Oguri Cap did in the ladder side of things, but when it comes down to like the actual like the meat of the tournament and like what really matters to win, and sometimes it's just like sometimes you're just too exhausted from those previous games, and I think that's might have been what happened here for Oguri. And another thing too, they probably fought against a lot of those people in the bracket or in the ladder style thing, so they've had time to at least adapt to their general play style. So yeah, unfortunately, you know, bound out in 5th, but we're moving on to loser semifinals here.
Queen stepping up once again versus Rat, and Rat already, like, you know, starting off strong with both the Soki situation and the damage they were able to put out on the heart. Oh my god, that...
Oh god.
What in the world happened?
Jing got hit with... Yeah, that's all the only thing I understood. Yeah, doesn't keep it off first.
Super. Oh no, bro. That's a big hit on the Adachi, and that's honestly that's exactly what Bleens needed to you know, bring themselves back into the fold.
Yeah, so to the BZO, nice patience there, just gonna be ducking it. Gets it by the 6P, and the conversion too. Insane play there from Bleens.
Ooh.
Oh my god. Ooh, surprised there was no Atom Smasher there.
Yeah, because that is an Arrow K move as well, so yeah, I could have potentially done that, but I mean, oh, that... Oh wait, that's hard. No, but yeah, Jin's still out, so not able to do a cross raid and kill off the character, but still able to get the DP afterwards. And Buin's riding their momentum, riding the wave, still going strong with that win on set point once again.
Yeah, it's just like, honest to God, the lower they are and the more dire it looks for Buins, they've been able to just make something happen here. Like that, they might have like IRL like install or something like that.
They
Activate
have,
the sentence.
I mean, they you know, you ever play Paper Mario? They have those critical mode badges.
Oh, true.
Like actually.
Yeah, to feel it about as powerful as one, then for sure.
Can't escape from crossing fate. Fight.
See if that comes into play again. If it's even necessary, honestly. But again, Rat starting off, even though they took the first hit, still able to get some solid damage on both of these characters. And that's unfortunate.
Yeah, once again, Buins has been very much on point with at least getting the side swap part of that combo. Very effective combo, I think, for Heart. Activating the CC sandwich to expecting the cross up, and I think at the very least, even though that was a wasn't kept off burst safe, getting in the Jin I think is still kind of important. But Azrael coming straight back in, this is dangerous without burst.
Oh, the anti-air. Well, it looked like it was dangerous for somebody without burst, and that's somebody who seemed to be Rat, actually. What the trade.
No fear DP coming in. Both have level 2 resonance, trying to go in again. Yeah, this is not a great matchup for Adachi. You cannot freely call out any AZO setups, and now suddenly Rat one-touch scenario, but dodges the overhead, gets the DP punish too. That might just be curtains.
It's close.
The power of love!
Power of love is a powerful thing indeed. Ooh, the DP? Are you able to close it out? It's anyone's game. No! If they did the laser, that would have been it.
Yeah, and hard to believe that this is both set point and only game 2.
That perhaps I should add one more course to the meal.
Oh, so unfortunate for Buins, but good stuff to Rat as well, tying it up and just making it as close of a game as possible, honestly.
Get ready.
God. Yeah, this is both of them fighting for their life here.
Here we go! Heart Ino ready to fight!
Let's get this ball rolling.
Can't escape from crossing fate.
All right, going into a set point for both players. Winner of this moves on to losers final.
Getting clipped though there, maybe trying to get an up back attempt. The good old classic 5C Heart Ino, but not going to be quite a bit, but still managing to get in this Azrael relatively safely.
Ooh, tried to probably press something after that situation, but no dice. Yeah, Rat is going to be riding that momentum and getting, I was going to say getting some good damage. I mean, it's Azrael, so it's still good damage, but nonetheless. Ooh, baby, what a DP.
Yeah, no. What just happened? What
in the world was that, bro?
Why did he fast fall? Ooh, yeah. That super is like notoriously like really, bruh. He's crouching state! He's crouching state after that!
Crouching state, that's insane, dude. Oh my god.
Alright, this Adachi should have been dead a long time ago, but this Azrael still taking quite a bit of it, beating it, but I mean, this Heart, that had to be a super. There's no way they just wanted to throw a super.
Absolutely. Oh, the full screen low. That's really big. That's really big for Rat, actually. That's not going to be a kill, but that's going to even out the life totals in this situation. And just like that, the reverse hit DP!
This is insane! Okay, set up the snowflake. What are you gonna do? You can't do it. No conversion, though! All it takes is one bad assist call.
I was literally about to say that, actually. I was going to say the exact same thing.
Oh my god, the raw 5, tart 5 being neutral and taken out. Greens able to keep it. I can't say calm, but relatively stable here at the end. 2-1 victory over Reaper's Will Lance in what was an insane set.
I'm just at a loss for words. That was crazy. That was absolutely nuts what Queens accomplished there in that situation. And yeah, going to be moving into the losers finals. They're just going through it. They're not stopping. They're still maintaining this momentum. And I mean, we're coming around to the final corner. We're getting close to it, to the end of all of this. But they still have 2 more sets potentially if they're able to win this. And well, 3 more sets potentially, actually, if they win all of them. But we'll have to see if they can even achieve that, because Shadow has been very much a menace in their own right, even both in ladder and in the bracket portion.
Yeah, very, very much. I would probably say, you know, very fitting for what this is. Like, probably the dark horse for me of this bracket. I haven't really gotten to see Shadow play, like, really at all. I don't think so. And like, already in 3rd place and getting some victories over some pretty prominent people in this bracket is quite the statement to make. But this is a, once again, do or die situation.
Oh, I feel like they could have potentially gotten a conversion after that 4P, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, gets the overhead.
And I don't want to deal with any of that, just DP straight out of the scenario, but gets hit by that 4P. That Storm of Blades always coming in clutch at the right moment, and nice 6 feet to cover their approach as well. But Beans in that 1-touch scenario, and that DP is the touch that Shadow PR needs.
Oh no, the whiff DP once again, and yeah, you're gone. You're out of here.
Just like that, one more game in order to get that that comeback for Shadow PR against Zircon in grand finals. This is man, I don't know what to say except like they gotta fight for their lives.
They sure do. They sure do. If you have like, you know, some kind of second win, some kind of like, you know, final extra bit of energy there in you, I feel like now is probably one of those times to see if you can tap into that.
A lot of push blocks getting baited out, I suppose. So is the DPs.
Trying to bait out, I think, like a burst of some kind. I don't know what's happening. But nonetheless, the heart on Bleed's side. Wow, what a catch on the PB.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know how Jin super interacted with this grab, but I feel like there was an opportunity to keep it burst safe. But this is I mean, we've seen Bleens come back from arguably worse situations than this. Are they able to have that adrenaline still going here? I mean, that's looking good so far.
Oh no, getting hit by that JC. Oh, I was gonna say if they were able to convert off of that, that would have been huge for Shadow.
We're not gonna get a conversion, and that's a death Susanoo. That is going to be quite the turns of the tide here. Try to go for a throw bait. More Arctic Daggers coming out. Not going to be getting a punish though. Though these 5 Bs coming out from Bleens have been on point all night here as they're able to get another solo comeback.
Your death would be an annoyance I'd rather
Like
not
I said,
deal
man,
with.
it's the peril badges.
Stay back.
Your critical peril, whatever you want to call them. Like that's been working out really well for Bleens in this bracket, honestly. So tying it up 1-1, see if they're able, again, see if that was what they needed to bring themselves back into the fold and like take this set. We'll have to see. Shadow's been doing pretty well as like, you know, bringing down characters relatively quickly actually, but we'll have to see if that by itself is enough.
You always love to start off with a casual, almost 10k combo at the round starter, going in for the... Oh, no, actually not going for the unblockable, but hey, you know, sometimes all you need is just that grab and force out a burst. Ooh, that is a little bit of a lag spike, but able to just make it back in here.
Alright, yeah, just able to get some damage in as the Jin. That's the second time we've seen that JP hit like really weird whenever it hit like both characters.
Alright, yeah, Snowflake. Ooh, oh my god, that was something, alright.
What am I looking at? That was almost the same sequence like 3 times in a row, dude.
I don't know either, but no burst coming out until the very end, but dropping the combo, but gets crossed up as well. That should be a dead heart. And Queens, this is a potential do or die situation. Are you able to make the solo run up grab? Kyle Keisuke, is that you?
He's dead for that.
Holy crap.
That's insane.
Oh!
A reaction check. Are you over the age of 30? Evidently, I don't know how old Dweens is for real, but based off of that reaction check, I'm inclined to believe they're pretty old.
Operation complete.
Oh man, unfortunate, but I mean, you know, hey, it's, you know, Dweens did a run-up throw. Shadow did, in a sense, a run-up throw.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was insane way to end that match, and just like that, we're back into the grand finals of tonight. Potential last set for this DebUma, yeah.
DebUma.
DebUma. There. Thank you. I know I could trust you to pronounce things better than me.
You know it's bad whenever that's the case, people, because I butchered stuff all the time.
Yep. But yeah, Zircon, has been pretty consistent about playing Yosei Waldstein into the, I guess, Susanoo, and I think they're gonna maintain this agenda. And are we still first to 2 for grand finals? I assume so, but I just want to make sure. Okay. Damn,
All right,
most high. Yeah, sorry, go.
That's all I was gonna say.
Okay. The most high octane grand finals you'll probably see in your life, as Shadow PR trying to bait out the burst there, but managing to get punished by the moonsault. Just instead, and that DP just at the last frames, going to be taking out the Yosuke.
Oh no, yeah, getting hit, but you know, we're matching DP and hit stun, folks.
Very interesting grab there. Maybe a misinput on like a potential call on super. I'm not sure, but this wall sign will be putting this Susanoo into the corner here. Empty jump low as well. Keep it all burst safe with the 2BB auto combo strings here, and the wall sign combos looking pretty good. And that's dead.
That's dead.
The last thing you expect a grappler to do, not a command grab.
Waited a little bit, like just not enough to be able to punish that Yosuke DP.
Popping in the residence here. Could have maybe potentially killed, but that moonsault once again proving to be quite the annoyance here for everyone in this bracket, as that is going to run into residence and probably give a safe opportunity to swap in Yosuke. No, that's risky.
I'm just kind of surprised that, yeah, they just like kept Yosuke in like that. I'm gonna be real, but once again, the DP working out for Zircon, up 1-0 on tournament point.
Yeah, just we'll have to see the type of adaptations that they. Okay, they're no time for thinking. Just go in.
Just send it.
I mean, hey, I haven't seen Shadow PR like swap off anything else this entire bracket, so I doubt they want to even like swap into a new character when it's like up to this point. That was weird. I mean, hey, Zircon's cooking.
Right, I mean, once again, the moonsault's just working out so well for Zircon right now. Just constantly catching Shadow in so many of these situations, and I don't know, it's looking more and more bleak for Shadow with every single like hit that they've been taking, every single sandwich situation they've been part of. Oh no.
Ooh, and yeah, calling that out there, forcing out a burst at the right time, though DP it's going to work out here. That's a very dangerous active swap, but it does manage to work out in this situation. How much do you have left here to make this comeback?
Oh, not enough with... Oh no, they fell it again!
Oh, that could have been a pretty pivotal hit there, but the stabilization, once again, going to be going to the favor of Aegis. Doesn't have 4 bars on deck and maybe secure a kill, but just the 2B! Zircon doesn't care, into the moonsault, and I think they are crowning the first DebUma championship here. Zircon taking the set 2-0 over Shadow PR, winning the entire thing with not quite a perfect win streak throughout the entire thing, but nonetheless a very strong showing here tonight.
Good lord, that what a mash out of the Oki situation right there from Zircon, by the way, because I was like, all right, how are they gonna hold this mix? Like, what's going on? No, they just pressed. Like, what? How do you do that? The lack of fear, and it paid off.
A safe. Sometimes the safe jump just isn't safe. What can I say?
Get ready, get ready.
I don't think they know.
Are we just doing Thug Finals now? Like,
did they not know that it's like not first to 3? Oh, there's.
I guess they're just playing this out, sure. You know what? Why not? I'll let it play out. Yeah, I know.
damn.
Oh, shit,
Yo,
bro.
Mio, when are you gonna do like play Thug Finals against Zircon? That's tradition over there, even.
Is it?
I don't know. I think it is. I'm a tourist.
I mean, they did a Thug Finals whenever I went to go. Oh my god, just two Bs in a row. They did Thug Finals whenever I was commentating last time, so.
Word. We can think about that next time. I don't want to take from team now. We'll have to think about that. But regardless, I mean...
You're not taking... Sorry, you're not taking to team. You're just only doing it here because Auntie won.
I feel like it's gonna feel a lot worse if Axel does win this game, because, like, you lost the tournament, but, like, your mind is still in it.
I mean, I guess, but I don't know. With how things are looking,
yeah.
This is pretty dire. This is really dire, actually. Patience on the incoming situation. Oh, you're
no, that's cooked.
Yeah,
yep.
All right. I mean, if it was a first to 3.
The first and only 3.
Yeah, this match.
Well, GG's, I guess.
Man.
And I get to play the victory theme again, so it works out. Alright, but yeah. Unfortunately, I was doing a lot of this last minute, so I don't have a prepped theme for this, but I think that was super fun. I think this is the first time I've ever seen a ladder bracket that wasn't Paragon done for this, and admittedly there was a lot of issues on my end that I definitely could have worked on, but otherwise, I think this was awesome. I'm super appreciative of everyone coming by to support the stream and to play in the bracket, because I know it's I know it's hard to play in a long bracket like a ladder, and you all trucked through it so well, and had patience with me when not everything went perfectly. So I appreciate all of you. Every single one of you did your best work, and I could not be more proud of all of the players that came out today, especially since a lot of them were graduates from older TMN brackets. So we haven't seen a lot of them play in a while. You know, Bleens, I don't think I've seen play in ages, for example. We've had a lot of good names, and I'm hoping that'll continue to be the case. But I could not be happier with how an inaugural bracket like this could have went. We're gonna make a lot of improvements. For one, top 8 will be first to 3 from now on, so no more, you know, fast top 8s like this. I feel like if you made top 8, you should probably be rewarded for it with longer brackets. The whole speed thing doesn't really work as well there. But I was also recommended that we should add a rule that if someone wants to drop out of top 8, the next person gets it, and yeah, that makes sense. We could probably do that too. But otherwise, I have a few things I need to improve. We will not be back next week because Frosty Week, so shoutouts to that. We're gonna be having not we, I'm sorry, but GTech is gonna be having pools streamed for Frosties, so we'll most likely watch that inside the server if you're interested. We'll do a big watch party for that. Other than that, I have nothing else to add. I think next week is going to be completely free, so there's no advertisements to be had. I hope you guys enjoy your free week off. With that, I'll leave it to the commentators to give their final thoughts, and we'll be off for the night.
Lon, you go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. So what I say, this was a really fun bracket format, as I mentioned kind of earlier on. I really like watching like intermediate beginner brackets. It's such a different vibe compared to a normal tournament. And it's thanks to all the wonderful players that are still trucking on in the in learning the game even after all these years. I know it's very difficult to compete in like BBTag brackets, especially like nowadays with how many killers there are and how many people are like super dedicated to the game. But hey, I really tip my hat to you guys that continue to play the game and learn. And hey, you might be the next killer in a couple months, a couple of years. But regardless, I hope that everyone that participated in this bracket continues to play more BBTag. But got a shout outs, of course, to my wonderful co-commentator Master Chief for holding it down on things that might obviously a more chaotic night, less maybe professional setup that we had here. But it's always fun to be able to commentate with one of the greats, and a big shout out to Midori for holding it down on the bracket side running of things. A couple hiccups here or there, but it's very much expected with any tournament, especially a novel type of like ladder style like this. So it's always going to be difficult. And remember, shout out your TOs. They do a lot of work organizing these things. But once again, shout outs to our players once again for giving it their all, and shout outs to our viewers for holding it down for tonight. 3.5 hours is not nothing, and I very much appreciate everyone that showed up and showed their support for the game for however long. But yeah, this has been Lonely signing off.
And yes, I mean, sentiments as well are shared there, Lon. Always a pleasure to yap with you and, bounce off and, just see this wonderful game being played and see what all these players have to offer as well. It's always great seeing, new returning longtime player or, longtime players, new school players, whatever. Always great to see some BBTag, and definitely looking forward to more events, especially ones like this as well, since ladder format's interesting to say the least. So you get to see a lot of games, a lot of different games you probably wouldn't see ordinarily in a regular type of bracket. So cool to have this lined up in terms of events. And as always, shoutouts to Midori and the rest of the IF crew for putting stuff like this together and giving a lot of BBTag events a place to call home. So with all that being said, it's been a blast, and looking forward to seeing the next one, if not being a commentator for it. So yeah, that's all I have to say.
Couldn't have put it better myself. I think with that, we'll be signing off for the night. Thank you guys so much for coming by, and we're going to be making a lot of good improvements to make the next DebUma even better, but we're not going anywhere. This will be a weekly event, and we're going to be having a lot more ladders, so look forward to that. For now, we'll be rating Khalil. That's the GOAT over there, the guy who popularized this format, as thanks for, making it as good as it is. And we'll see you soon.